looks like it's time, so let's go. Alright, hello. I'm just unmolding some molds while we wait for people to filter in, if folks show up. I have finally got some molds going for the blank inserts that I got recently, so that's exciting. I'm still polishing the jumbo dice masters that I got recently, so I can make jumbo dice molds, but soon. I'm very excited. And we're not actually gonna be making. So I have like two parts to my molds. They have like the base part and a lid. I do actually plan to make lids for these, even though it's a flat top. It just kind of helps keep everything the right shape. You don't have. There's less like sanding and stuff you have to do. But I'll do that like Friday probably. Probably Friday. So I'm just getting some of these out of their mold forms for now. I did get stuff kind of set up for the stuff we're going to be working on tonight. We've got a few different commissions we're going to work on. Yeah, there's quite a few. One of them is kind of a mix of things. All of the dice are going to be different. It's one of those sort of sets. So I have a lot of like individual little things kind of off to the side here for that. Always takes a little bit more setup for that, but that's okay. I actually was smart and grabbed pigments and stuff before streaming tonight, so I'm actually a little bit ahead of the game. Alright, I have so much like leftover just silicone scrap. I should really use it to like pack molds of some sort more. Maybe if I make any sort of like big mold for something at some point. So I mostly make little molds like this, but you know, this silicone would work for making a mold of something bigger. Alright. Yeah, there's always just a bit of leftover silicone. It's always stuck to my hands too. Okay. Yeah, so these are, these don't have any numbers on them, and they're slightly smaller than my regular dice. So the idea is that I can do these, and then I can put them inside of my regular dice, which I am excited to try out. And I actually plan to use these, or at least try these, for part of that set I was talking about that's going to be, like, everything's different. Which is part of the reason that we're not going to be doing all of the dice for that tonight. We're going to do a couple of the dice for that set tonight, and we're also going to make some of the things that are going to be going in that set. That's the plan anyways. And then I want to get these molds made so that I can do something for a couple of the other dice. Why is that sticky? It's not supposed to be sticky. That's not a good sign. I think we're okay. Alright. I probably won't even unmold all of these. I just pulled them out of the pressure pot though, and so now I've been distracted by them. But I think we're probably far enough in now that we could probably just go over what we're going to be making tonight. Let me set these to the side. Alright. Set these off to the side. Like I said, I'll probably make the second part of those. I'm like, oh no, didn't mean to knock things over. Just a moment here. Let me not knock things over. I have some little polymer clay, like little brown like polymer clay rocks and things in here. Keep knocking that over though. Alright. So, for tonight, got a few different things we're going to be working on. Let me start with the like full sets first, I think. One of them is going to be a set of D6s, and the idea is like an emerald green that glows in the dark, and then has some iridescent flakes in it. I feel like this is the closest I have to like an emerald green. It's maybe even not dark enough, which if it doesn't look dark enough, we can add some other stuff. I have a way to make a darker green. Yeah, we could go a little bit like, oh, a crinkling sound. I think there's a cat outside the door. We might even, I might go good old-fashioned with this one. And I mean that to say I'm gonna mix my own green. I just got some green inks recently that actually are green, because I didn't have a good green colorant. But I think for this, we wanted more of like an emerald green, which is maybe a little bit darker. So I'm gonna try making my own. If I remember correctly, it's 1 drop this to, it's either 3 or 5 drops this. And which one is it? Now I have to remember whether it's 3 or 5 drops. Oh, my tea is very warm. Yeah, I mean, it is still an option to do this one, but I think I want something a little bit darker, and I think that the glow-in-the-dark powder might make it a little bit lighter even, so I think a little bit darker is going to be good. So we'll try. I think we'll try mixing our own. Sorry, my fingernail is all jagged. And that's going to be a set of 6d6 with numbers. Let me find our d6 molds here. Oops. Let me not drop the d6 molds. Wait, 66? Yes. And I think I've got plenty of d6 molds. Alright. So there's our molds for that. Okay, the next full set that we're going to be working on, I'm going to try and make a set that is a swirl of purple and blue and green, and with some sort of shimmer in it. And my thought process here is that it might be nice if like 2 of the colors are kind of opaque and shimmery and one of them's translucent. That's kind of my thought. Like I thought that like maybe like, so purple, blue and green, those are the colors we're going for. And so I was thinking maybe of doing like an opaque shimmery purple, and then like an opaque shimmery green, and then like a translucent blue, because the blue is kind of in between the purple and the green. So if you have a little bit of blue in front of the purple or a little bit of blue in front of the green, it's not going to turn brown. You know, if I did a translucent purple, if it was with the green, it would look brown and stuff. But I think that might be kind of pretty. I don't really know what. I'm not super happy with any of these greens though, but I think maybe doing like this green with some shimmer in it from a couple of these, I think that would look nice. I don't even need that purple. I think just adding some shimmer to this one might work out. I think I can tint the resin a little bit with the alcohol ink, and then is that one mojito? Yes. And then maybe add a little bit of. Let's see what greens I have here. That's not the green I want. This is not the green I'm looking for. Yeah, add a little bit of the like shimmery green. Just kind of trying to decide like which one I want to do. I'm kind of thinking almost a mix. Kind of a mix of greens. I kind of like the tealy one. This one's a little bit more tealy. Actually, no, this one is teal. It's literally labeled teal. Can't hold things apparently. So it would be a little bit more blue leaning. kind of thinking maybe a mix of those two greens though with a little bit of this. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. This is the darker green. I think I have the lighter green. Yeah, the lighter green's over here. Let me just grab it. Alright. That's all my soap stuff back there. The nice thing is, so I did soap before I did resin. The nice thing is that all of the mica powders, I can use in both. So it works out. I can use all of my, this is the problem with these coasters, I can use all of my soap colorants for my resin projects. Alright, so we've got our greens. This is the purple we're going to be using. I already have it over here for one of the other sets. This is going to be kind of swirled together. I think, let's grab a set. This is going to be a 7-piece set. Let me grab. So I've got D20, D12, 2D10, D8. Oops, I'm gonna grab a D6. Oops, if I grab a D6. There's D8, D6, regular D4, and then for all the commission ones, and actually I should grab one for this too. I try to do like a keychain to go with them. And for the 7-piece sets, I do an extra crystal-shaped D4, just with whatever leftover resin I have. So let me grab a couple of things for keychains. And this is a spare crystal D4 shape. So we can do one of those as well. The one that I just grabbed here is a pipped D6. I just find it kind of fun if I do D6 sets. If I have leftover resin, you know, I don't always. If I have leftover resin, it's kind of fun if I do like D6 that's the other kind. I don't know, it just amuses me for some reason. For if I have leftover resin. But keychain comes first on that one. All right, so we've got our green here. Let me grab our other colors. So we've got that. For the blue, I'm thinking maybe this one. It's kind of a nice, it's maybe a little bit more, I don't know, it's not green, but it's not like nearly as like blue, I guess. It's a slightly, I don't know, like I have a few other blues in here. And I don't know, maybe it is just a little bit more green or something. It's kind of hard to see on camera. They look very similar, but I feel like this one works well with both the purple and the green. So I'm gonna use that one. That's this one I just grabbed. Look how much resin and ink and stuff's on there. Oh man. And then this purple, like I said, oh wait, I actually have, oh, I don't even need this big thing of purple. We're gonna use the bag of purple that I have. That's the same thing. Perfect. So we've got the purple. And the purple's going to be used for both that and a different one. I'm just going to set that over there so I remember. Okay. Got that. Before I move on to the one that's all sorts of different little bits, I'm going to be doing one more set of tests with a set of fate, fudge, whatever you want to call them, dice. I've been doing a bunch of different tests with different red colorants recently, and this is for a different commission. I'm trying to get the design right because, wait, when did you, oh, it's Wednesday, my dudes. Sorry, I totally didn't see that because, let me refresh the chat. I hadn't cleared the chat from the last stream, and you had said something, you had said the last thing on the last stream, and it totally blended in. But, hello! Welcome! How are you doing, Omar? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm just running through everything for tonight. Make sure I have Oh, thanks, Cat Kitty. Just getting things set up at the moment. But yeah, so I was doing a whole bunch of tests of different red colors for a commission, and I think we've figured out the red that we want now. But I'm still trying to get the design down. I don't even think I want that necessarily. I'm still trying to get the design down perfect before I do the actual set of dice, because the actual set of dice is going to include something that the person sent me, and I can only do it once. 8 out of 10 cats. How many episodes are there of 8 out of 10 cats? I felt like there wasn't that many. Or am I thinking of, what am I thinking of? Maybe I'm thinking of a different show. Is it 8 out of 10 cats? I thought there was one that didn't have very many episodes for some reason. Oh, right, countdown. Right. Okay, so we're gonna do one more test. Hopefully this will be the last one of fate dice, fudge dice, whichever you want to call them, just to make sure we can get the design exactly as we want it before I do it with the real deal. I need to not put these here. That makes it difficult to see. We're gonna move these over so it's not. Oh dear. Apparently that bag wasn't completely closed. I now have green all over me. Just move that over there. There we go. Now I can read the chat a little bit better. Well, here, I guess this is a sneak peek as to the one of the things we're going to be doing for the set of dice where all the dice are going to be different. Jealous of you watching 8 out of 10 cats? I could find 8 out of 10 cats if I wanted to. To be fair, I have watched some of 8 out of 10 cats. It's just been a while. Like I said, I got super into British panel shows at one point. I'm green. Oh, yes, I am green with envy. And yes, that was the right phrase. For the set of dice where all of the dice are going to be different, we're going to try doing a couple of liquid core dice. Yeah, no, it took me a second there. We're going to try doing a couple of liquid core dice. One of them is going to be a purple, and one of them is going to be kind of a tealy light green color. The person that asked for these sent me like the name of some characters. It's to be okay, so they do, and part of it is just that I'm not focusing. Well, it's not even that I'm not focusing, it's that I don't remember things from one moment to the next, especially when I'm streaming. Like, I am not focusing on what I'm saying or what has happened 5 seconds ago, because I'm busy, like, I am just talking. I'm trying to go. Yeah, the delay doesn't really help. You do the same thing. It's like, I don't remember what happened 3 seconds ago. I don't know what you're referencing. Yeah, the delay does make it a little bit weird. But yeah, we're going to try doing a couple of liquid core dice. The person that ordered these, they sent me like the names of some characters and colors associated with them. And then I finally today went and just looked up the characters because I was like, I want to make sure I have the correct colors. Because you say light green, that could mean lots of different things. And it looked like they were more of kind of a tealy green color. So I'm going with a slightly more tealy color. What's what? What's what? Mica powder? Or characters, or what? But we're gonna try doing a couple of liquid core dice. That's the idea there. I'm going to make some crystals. Try making some crystals here. Oh, this one says it's teal. I really like this color though. It's kind of a it looks more blue on screen. I've noticed that like my webcam likes to make things bluer than they are, but it's really more of kind of a green. It's a slightly bluish green color, which is nice. It is kind of the same colors as the molds, you're right. Yeah, it's maybe a little bit greener than the molds even, but yeah, it's very similar. To be fair, if it ends up not being the exact color that the person wants, you know, you get 2 free repours. So I can always go and do it again. I don't think that is what I want. So, I also just like Jars of Craft stuff. It's just like, oh, what's all the shimmery, pretty things? I know, it's like, I have a lot of things that I should use more. Like, I think I've used this once. It's a thermochromatic pigment that goes from black to pink. I think I've used it in 1 set of dice, even though it's like fun, because it goes from black to pink with heat. I just haven't. I've just done other things. I have so much glitter here. I have a couple of thermochromatic pigments actually. I got one for a set of dice for Jen at one point too. I have teal to clear. Does it play K-pop when you open it? This one has gone over my head. I'm assuming we're talking about the thermochromatic pigment, but I don't know what that has to do with K-pop. Black to pink? Is that a K-pop? I don't know K-pop. Oh, Blackpink is a K-pop group? Oh, okay. Yeah, that one literally did just go over my head because I'm like, I don't know K-pop things. I think I've heard of them. I think I've heard of the group, but I don't know K-pop things. So we're gonna do 2 different of those. We're gonna do a couple. We're gonna do some crystals, just some like crystal shapes. I think the point is kind of like the different. One of your closest friends is obsessed. To be fair, I have a friend that loves K-pop too, or at least did. Like I have a friend that straight up like ended up learning some Korean through K-pop, but it's been a while actually. I don't know if she still listens to a bunch of K-pop. But yeah, the different dice are going to be kind of different element themed. So we'll see if I end up using both of the liquid core ones, because one of these is technically water and one of them's air. I wasn't quite sure what to do like for one or the other, so we'll see if I end up keeping both of them. But the person wanted kind of like different things in each one to kind of represent the different elements. And so for ice, I was trying to think of what I could do for ice. And I thought that like ice crystals type thing. I'm not really familiar with the characters. What is it? What is it called? Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can figure out how it's spelled so that I can. How's this spelled? Genshin Impact? I think it's a game. Genshin Impact. I think it's a video game, maybe? To be fair, I have actually made like K-pop themed. Oh yeah, it is. I don't know video games either. I think I need to get out more, guys. I need to know more things about the world. But if you guys are both familiar with it, maybe you can have fun trying to figure out which characters these are for. Played it a bit, but it wasn't for you. That's fair. Yeah, so different elements, and for ice, I was thinking of doing like crystals, because I thought that might be kind of cool. I realize it's kind of an earthy thing, but I feel like ice crystals is kind of a thing. And so we're gonna do ones in light blue and white. Liz, I don't know video games. I think I need to get out more. Okay, I mean, okay. Okay, yeah. You make, yeah. Liz, 2021. See, the problem with these coasters, this is why I don't make coasters. These ones don't do well with heat. But so yeah, we're gonna make some crystals. One of them is gonna be blue, and it's an extra bit. Yeah. One of them sets is gonna be like blue and white crystals. One of the sets is gonna be like red and white crystals. And part of the reason I looked things up is like the red and the white. When I looked it up, it was almost more of like a wine raspberry color than like a bright red, I feel like. So I'm kind of debating on that, how I want to do that, what colors I want to use, but I do have my crystals now. I do have this stuff for that. The last one for that set, I'm gonna add I might add stuff to this. I think the last one in the set is gonna be the D12, and it's supposed to be a rock. And so I made a little golden mountain. And I think I'm gonna do a white base for it, because it's then gonna have some white, like, ink and stuff kind of swirled in there with it. But I want a little bit of a base to set this on top of. Oh yeah, I'm gonna should I do a white base or a gold base? Which set did you have, Kit Kat Kitty? Which set did you get commissioned? It's kind of weird. Oh, they had feathers. Was it the blue ones with the feathers? Because those are. Okay. Those are just finishing polishing. Actually, I have a few of them out of the polisher now. I have a couple that are still just finishing up, but those are almost done. So they're almost ready to be inked and sent out. So that's exciting. I think I probably have a couple over here. Let me see. I have like the ones that are the hardest to see the feathers in, I swear. But because you kind of need like the light behind it almost. Let's see if I can get this so you can see the. There we go. You can kind of see it here. These have polish on them still, so they look a little bit cloudy, but they're very, very shiny now. Let's see if I can get it so you can see. You can see they're blue and they have kind of like ink in them, and then they have feathers. So those are almost done. Just like 3 more that need to finish polishing. I have a few different commissions that are just finishing up polishing, so that'll be good. It's actually kind of a mix of blues. I did one blue for the base color and then a different blue for like the ink swirls in it, and I think it worked out well because it's kind of like a lighter blue and then like a really dark blue for the swirls. Oh, but the mountain. So my thought for this, so I'm gonna try and do a D12. It's supposed to have like some sort of earth or rock base to it. That's like the character has like an earth or a rock sort of motif. I guess motif's a good word. And they mostly are like white and gold and brown. I was originally going to do a brown mountain with like gold, but I realized that the character is mostly white and gold after I looked it up. So I'm going to do, should I do a white base with like the gold mountains and then kind of like have the white coming up around it? Or should I do a gold base? I think I actually want to do a white base. I'm going to try that. So not gold. We're going to try doing just an opaque white here actually. The D12, let me grab the D12. D12, up, perfect. We're not actually going to be putting this in today, but it's going to be, I'm going to be making just a single layer of white so that I have like a spot to put this on. And then we'll have the same white kind of billowing up around the mountain, along with some other maybe like little rocks that I have. Yeah, I can show you. I made a few different mountains because I wasn't quite sure on color. I did some brown. and stuff, but I think the gold's gonna work best. But then I also made a whole bunch of like little rocks and things to kind of go with it. So we'll do, I think, this gold one, and then we'll add some of those with like the white. But I think we'll do a white base, because I think I want it to kind of look like there's white, and then it's kind of rising up from like the clouds maybe type thing. So that one, where's my white? There's my white. We're just going to do a white base for that. It's just going to be a little tiny platform for things to rest on. Cool. I think that is everything that I wanted to get through today. And those are all the different things we're going to work on. It's not. It depends on what it is. It really depends on what it is. Like the things like this. I just got it. So polymer clay. So like this is made out of polymer clay. It's been painted, but it's made out of polymer clay. It is slightly heavier than resin, so it will sink. Depending on what I'm doing, it depends. So like in this case, I'm going to keep it from sinking by making one layer. Well, it's still going to sink to the bottom, but I'm going to center it more by making a layer of resin, attaching that to that layer of resin, and then, you know, making the layer of resin, letting it cure, and then adding that on top of that, and then pouring more resin. Like for other things, I have basically made little stilts out of UV resin. So this stuff I can cure immediately. Usually I use mostly 2-part resin, which is part A, part B, mix them together, and it takes about 24 hours or so for it to cure. 48 really, but 24 before I can pull them out of the molds. And what was I? Let me find my things. But the UV resin I can do right away, and it blends in pretty well. So I've made like little stilts and attached it to items before, so that it's sitting in the right spot in the mold. I've had problems with things floating before too. That was something I did fairly recently. I did one layer and then I glued it down, and then did the rest. All right, let's start trying to get these liquid cores figured out. So to do these, take just a little bit of mica powder. That's actually more than I need, I think. That's not enough. I'm trying to get a good, like, middle ground amount and not make too big of a mess, which is, that's always a lost cause, but mica powder just gets everywhere. It's so fine. The 2-layer method, yeah, it kind of does have a visible line. That's part of the reason I don't like to do it. I usually try to make stilts more. And sometimes that can also be visible, but depending on the design, I can hide it a bit. But sometimes it's the way you gotta go. Sometimes there's not really a good option. Okay, I think that's probably enough purple. Okay. A blue thumb. No, not going there. To be fair, this is purple, but oh, it looks so. My screen makes everything look so blue. This is a bright purple. I think it's my webcam. It makes everything so blue. I'm purple. I'm blue, dabba dee dabba. So let's maybe get this one going. Actually, here, before we even get that going, let me grab my stuff for sealing it up. So I'm actually going to use the UV resin to seal these, and that will make them easier to put in the molds. What I was going to say, I don't remember what I was, oh no. No, that's okay. Oh, it's still stuck to that. Okay, and we're just gonna fill this up a A little bit of water. I can DM you. Alright, alright, alright. It was nothing too crazy or funny. I was just gonna make a slightly crude joke. Just a second here. My purple seems to be trying to float. You're not supposed to float. Why are you floating? You're supposed to mix in. Just a second, let me mix my purple in. I don't want it all at the top here, because I don't want it to all get stuck. Oh, hey! Yep, I'm trying to get some liquid cores made here. Trying to get the purple away from the top here so that I can actually get it sealed. Grab something to have a napkin sitting here. Glad you could make it. How are you doing? Yeah, see, it'll be easier to mix this up, honestly, once it's got its, get that purple out of the way. Once it's got its, like, little cap on it, but I'd like to get this purple to actually mix in so I can get that lid on. There we go. I think that's going a little bit better. Does it have enough? Yeah, I think it has enough purple in it. We'll make sure that it looks good before we put it in the dye too. All right. So, I just got off work. Hope you had a good day at work. I'm glad that I ordered more UV resin recently, because this thing's starting to get difficult to get stuff out of it. So we're gonna wait here a moment. It's very viscous. It doesn't want to try and flow downwards. Yeah, if you just showed up, I can go through the different things we're gonna be working on today. We're not gonna get everything done on these dice. We're gonna make some of the items for the insides of them, and then some of the stuff for the insides I'm waiting to finish making some molds that I have in the works off to the side. We're just gonna wait a moment here with this upside down. I know there's still resin in here. I got some out of this earlier today when I was sanding things. So we'll get this little lid on there, and then we'll see how it looks. I finally ordered some slightly smaller spheres. I had gotten like a 20mm sphere, which is what I had seen like suggested online for doing like liquid core D20s, but I have really deep numbers on my dice, and so it was just a little bit too big, kind of misshaped things a little bit, required extra sanding. So I went down to like 18mm. We'll see if that sits a little bit better. I need to stop getting distracted and actually keep holding this upside down instead of turning it right side up every once in a while. I think it's getting there. Yeah, I'm hoping they turn out well. I mean, I hope so. Yeah, it's been kind of a fun little like project trying to figure out all of the like little items and stuff for them. I've just been like, what does a rock look like? How do I make something translate to a rock? That was an actual conversation I had with my brother. Like, how do I make something look like a rock? I need a place to store it upside down. Oh, wait, just a second. Oh, come on, why is there a big bubble? So it's a little bit messy, but we're gonna clean this off, and then we'll see if we have to add more. Although I just turned it right side up again. Ah, well. But yeah, I can show you what the plans are for your dice here. I'm working on a few different. Oh, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. Yeah, I have a few different commissions we're working on tonight. There's your set, and then there's a couple for another person. You guys are so sweet. You guys are so nice. You're so nice to me. I do appreciate it. It makes me happy that people like the things that I'm making. Alright, let's see if there's any water leaking anywhere. Yes, there is. Yes, there is water leaking. Which is fine. That's why we're using the UV resin to block this up. Ah, just a second here. The rainbow ones, the like straight up rainbow ones. Those took forever. They were fun to make, but they took forever because they had 7 different layers. So, you know, it took me at least 7 days to make them. They're not going to be in this restock. I had to redo. I had to resand the D8 a little bit. So it's still polishing, so those will be in the next restock, not this one on Friday. No, the shop update's on Friday. Today's Wednesday. I got it. Yeah, yeah. It's soon though. I know. I finally went and took. I need to get better at product photography. That's something that I realized. I went and took photos. Ah. I also need to get better at holding things with my hands. Okay. And not getting Oh, you thought it was Thursday today? It feels like a Thursday. No, that's fair. I definitely had that moment today, like, what day of the week is it? I had to go look at like my calendar and be like, what am I working on today? What day is it? I think everyone's like that a little bit at the moment. Well, obviously everyone's like that a little bit at the moment. Okay, let me try and seal this up a little bit. So the reason that this really needs to be sealed is that you don't want any moisture with your 2-part resin or it won't cure. Just will not cure. So we want to make sure that this is completely sealed up. I know, you did literally come in saying, it's Wednesday, my dudes. Let's use this hand because the UV resin that's on my other hand burns. Okay. Get that off in a moment. Yeah, no. Who knows? It's all the same. Every day is the same. That is something that I realized recently is that, like, man, like, every day is feeling like I'm getting into kind of a, why am I not wearing gloves? Because I didn't put them on. I probably should be wearing gloves, and I didn't. To be fair, usually when I'm doing the UV resin, I'm using so little of it, and it's usually, like, it usually doesn't make a big mess. I just dropped it. I don't know, I'm less worried about it because I can cure it immediately. I probably should also be wearing a respirator for this, technically, because it is, you know, uncured resin, you know, but it's cured so quickly. I'm not really worried about it. Okay, we're gonna run that under there one more time. It looks kind of a mess now. It is what safety equipment's for. I know. Because of accidents. Yeah, well, it's not even necessarily because of accidents. Like, the respirator and stuff, I feel like if I step sometimes, so after I'm done pouring resin and everything, I'll take off my respirator while I'm still in the room. And there's still fumes in the room, but I know that I'm leaving right away. I feel like it's more of an exposure over time thing that I'm really worried about with the resin there. If I'm spending every day in resin fumes, that's gonna build up. But yes, accidents. That is, yeah. I mentioned earlier I did soap before I did. Okay, let's see how this looks. Like I said, it looks a little bit messy at the moment, and that shouldn't be an issue because it should blend in with the rest of the resin. Just black tea. Just black tea. I drink far too much black tea and other tea. I just like tea. Okay, that's... So, now I've got a purple. It looks bluer on camera than it is, but we've got our shimmering purple. Some of it's kind of stuck to the side there, but... So, we've got our purple. Whiskey. As much as I like whiskey, maybe not this much whiskey. Oh, there's a kitty cat screaming outside. So let's do, it's gonna be with red. I think let's do D20 up. I think that'll be easier. Yeah, all right. So this is gonna go in here. Let me actually make sure that this fits well in here. Oh yeah, that's gonna fit perfectly in there. Like it fits so that it's in the middle, but it's not pushing against any of the numbers. Yeah, it's not really an easy way to show you that, but that is good. That works out well. So we've got that one made. Set that one off to the side for now, over here. And let's do one with a little bit of... Oh, we're going to use that purple for this, so I'll use this again. Oh, actually, no, I won't, because that's... Is it damp? I think we're okay. We're going to do our little kind of greenish one. I went and looked up the characters earlier today. I don't know if you were here when I was mentioning that, Minerva. But I went and looked up the characters earlier today, so I could make sure that I got like the colors right. Because, you know, there's a lot of different kinds of light green. And I thought that it was kind of more of a tealy green sort of color, so I was going a little bit more tealy green for this one. I also don't know if I'll stick with liquid cores for both of these, because one of these was for the air one and one of these was for the water one. I don't know if we want to do different things for those. I'm still thinking up ideas though. We'll see which one we like better. I think plenty of that. Yeah, it's always a little bit of a mess doing these. I'm glad that I got spheres that are the perfect size now, though. That's exciting to me. Because I was just a little bit sad. Oh, okay, perfect, yeah. Yeah, earlier today I was just like, oh, I should Google those. So I went and Googled them all and pulled some pictures and put them in my notes. I have a Word document that has every commission that I've ever done. Yeah. To be fair, the references that you gave me were great. They were very helpful. Why is there so much? I feel like it should not be a surprise to no one with the state of my workspace, how much of a mess I'm going to make. Okay. But yes, I went and looked them up earlier today. Try and get the colors right. I was like, where did the thing go that I just used to mix the... Try and get this color in here. It just does not want to mix with the water very easily because it's like dry. That's really what it is. It's just like dry, so it's like kind of floating on top. But let's see if we can get that in there. Let me clean off the outside here a little bit. Yes, there's still a bunch just kind of floating in there. Alright. Oh, you want to learn how to make resin dice? Hey, if you ever start doing it, if you ever have any questions, feel free to hit me up. I'm always happy to answer questions if people have them. If I have the answers, you know, I don't know everything. But I don't know, that's kind of, I don't know, making resin dice is fun. It's become quite popular, I feel like, recently too. I feel like I've seen a lot of people getting into it. I mean, obviously I got into it I guess a little bit more than half a year ago, maybe. Is that probably about right? Yeah. Maybe not the best place for it. You probably want some better ventilation than that. That's really the main thing. It's nice because I have, like, I do other stuff in this room, but this is just kind of a dedicated craft space, and I can have the door closed during the day when I'm not working in here. I should get like a fan or something that goes out this window here. That's something I've talked about doing at one point. Oh yeah, oh yeah, sorry, you're not, I should set that up so that anyone can do that. I don't know why I set it up so only mods could do it, but there we go. I should change that. I'll change that at some point. But yes, I do have a Discord. If you do any other sorts of arts and crafts, or if you start doing resin dice or something, you can show stuff off there, ask questions there. It's mostly just like a lot of D&D and arts and crafts and just random stuff talk, which is fun. All right, let's add a little bit more water. Like one more drop. Alright. Let's see if I can, I don't know why I put this right side up here. Alright. Let's see if I can. See, that's something that I'm gonna try. You know, yes, please do show me cool lightning dice, because that's actually a set that I kind of had ideas for. So a couple of these dice were supposed to be like electric kind of themed. I have some ideas, but I'm always open to more ideas. I have a few different ideas on how to do the electric ones for this. My thought at the moment was I have those blank inserts that I'm making molds for. So I was thinking of doing the blank inserts and like the kind of like colors as like a background, and then like painting lightning on them, kind of all the way around the dice, like 360, so you could see lightning from any angle. That's my thought at the moment, but I could also do something where it's like half of the die is one color with it painted, or I could do like a thin sheet of plastic with lightning painted into it, stuck into the dice. There's a lot of options there, but I kind of want to try out the my new blank inserts. Gotta finish the molds first though. But I want to see all the cool dice. Oh dear. Alright, I think it's getting there. Now there we go. I want to make sure this is completely covered. Alright. Alright. Hopefully that's coated enough now. Cool. I'll probably end up checking it out after the stream, but I will check that out. Set that up to the side for now. I think that's all of the water that I need, because those should be the only two liquid cores that we're doing. Set this over here. Get it out of my way before I knock it over and get water everywhere, because that's something that would happen. Let's see if there's any liquid around. I think we're pretty good on this one. So we're gonna nuke that one more time. Oh, I don't need this either. It has water in it. Okay. So let's see here. What else do we have to set up? So that's going to go in a D6. Alright, D6 up. Actually, let's see how this fits in here. I think this should fit in here pretty perfectly too. I did one of these size spheres for, I think, I was going to do one of these in the set of B dice that I did at one point for a commission. Didn't quite work out, but that was because of a couple other things. But think this should fit in here pretty well. Yes, maybe pushes down the numbers a little bit, but I think I should be able to sand everything so that it's works out well. Okay, cool. Let's make sure that this one has a good shimmer to it. Ooh. This one has maybe even a better shimmer to it. Yeah, there's the shimmer to it. And again, it looks kind of more blue on camera. It's a little bit more green in actuality. So set that off to the side. That's going to be with white. The purple's going to be with red. Here, I can show you the... Here, I can show you colors. It's going to be with this red. The purple's going to be with this red. So it's going to be purple and red. And that's also over here. And then the kind of tealy color there is going to be... This color is going to be with like a white. Probably this one. Teal and white. Le chips. There's something satisfying about all of the different colors. These are all of the different colors and pigments that I have or have tried. I mean, some of them is, you know, not quite maybe a normal pigment, but you know, I have some fun ones in here. Maybe not quite normal resin pigments. I'm putting this back on. I got cold again. But it is very useful to have references like this, and it makes it easier when I'm planning things out to go, okay, I want this color and this color and this color together. Perfect. Let me find all the different things. Okay. So we've got those made. Is there anything else I need to make preemptively? Before I... Now, let me put these away. It might be a little loud. I'll do my musing after they're away. Okay. Well, actually, for that set, I should grab one of these as well. And one of these. Okay. So for I want to make sure that I have everything ready before I get all of my pigments out. Ready to go. I think I'm done with my UV resin. Let me put it away. Okay. So this is the D12. I'm going to do a white base. I decided. Oh, here I'll go over these again since you're here now. D20 is going to have the purple with the red. D12. I was originally going to try to do like a brown rock of some sort, and then I went and looked up the character, and it seems like they're mostly white and gold-ish. So it's going to do like a little golden like mountain. Little golden mountain. I might paint the top of it like a white or something. I'm not sure yet. But I'm thinking I'm going to do like a little white base for it to sit on, and then have kind of like white clouds coming up around it almost. And I have a bunch of other little rocks in here that it might get. I know, I have like other rocks in here type things. But it's hard to make something look like a rock. It's like, how do you make something look like a rock? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not craggy enough. But yeah, part of it's just color and stuff too. But yeah, and then I made some like other little like gold shards and brown and stuff for other little rocks. I'm still kind of figuring this one out. We'll see if how it turns out. That one, but again, it was how do I make something look like a rock? Then the poop emoji has ruined tiny mountains for everyone. Thank you, not name right. Oh, I don't know why. Yeah, I just read your name instead of saying your name. But yeah, the D12 I'm gonna do, I think it'll look better with the white, to be honest. So I'm gonna do a white base, I think, and then have kind of white clouds coming up around like Gold Mountain, and then I might add some of the other little rocks and stuff as well. I'm not sure on that part yet. But so for this, we're just gonna do like a little kind of layer of white so that there's a place for that to rest on top of. D12. The D10s, I'm planning on, they're both going to be the lightning or electric ones. My current plan, I'm making the molds still, is I got like blank inserts recently. I'm making molds of them as we speak. So like here's a D10 that doesn't have anything on it, and it's slightly smaller than my D10s. So my plan was to make these in the like purple colors that they're going to be, and then paint lightning on them, and then put those inside of a set of dice. But I need to finish making the molds for that. D8 was going to be one of the ice ones. I think that's going to be blue and white. And we're going to make some little crystals for that. I have some my little crystal molds here. So we're going to make some little. I got my inserts. My blank inserts. I'm making the molds for them. I'm in the process of making the molds for the blank inserts. They're in there. That's not. It is there. It just kind of looks like it's there's nothing in there. But no, it's still in there. There's no number there, so it's hard to see. But yeah, we're gonna make some crystals. That was kind of what I. Oh yeah. I got those and the jumbo dice and my D2 at the same time. I'm polishing up the D2 and the jumbo dice. Here, I can show those to you as well. I'm very excited. So, coming soon to a shop near you, I'm gonna be making jumbo dice. So like, I'm polishing these up at the moment. I need a regular size die. So here's like a regular sized D20, and then here's the jumbo sized D20. And so I'm polishing those up so that I can make molds of these as well. Here. This is a pretty good size comparison to D6 versus D6. And yes, I'm excited about these. And then also, I'm also excited about this. I ordered all sorts of different things at the same time. I have a D2 that I'm gonna make. So I'll have a little coin. I'll be all like, I don't know. This just feels very professional to me for some reason, having a coin to go with everything. It doesn't want to show up very well, but it has like my logo on it. And then those will go with all of my dice sets. It's like, oh, I'm a professional now. I mean, technically I'm a professional now, because professional just means that you make money doing it, but I'm gonna be a professional. I didn't get a chonk D2. No, alas, I did not. It was not an option when I ordered things. It was not an option. But yes, I'm excited about those. I'm gonna have to get things planned. I want to start doing some stuff that's maybe not dice too. Maybe get back into like some soap making or some candle making or something like that. Get some I don't know. Not smaller necessarily, but kind of not physically smaller, but like less expensive and more easily accessible items in my shop. Also, I just like making things that aren't resin necessarily. I have all the stuff for candle making. I have a whole bunch of soy wax. I might be able to do that on stream. Maybe that's something we can do at some point. I'm not like great at candle making. That's one of those ones where I'd be fumbling through it a little bit, but it might still be fun to watch. But I am excited about the new dice stuff that's happening. I'm most excited about the blank inserts because quite honestly, I love painting. Here, wait, I have paintings here I could show you. I love painting, and so like, you know, I'm excited to do like the blank inserts, and then I'll bring that one back up to make blank inserts and then like paint them and put those into dice. I'm very excited for that. Okay, well, we'll take paintings off the screen. Get back to what we're actually working on. So that's the D12. 2 D10s, I plan to do the blank inserts with lightning on them. The D8 is ice, and I was trying to think of how I could do something ice. There's a couple different ideas, but like one of them could be just to do matte dice, because that'd look very icy. But we wanted objects in them, and so kind of one of my first thoughts was crystals, because I thought of kind of like how ice gets all kind of crystally. And yes, these are technically rock crystals, but I felt like it would still kind of work for ice. We'll see. Oh, snowflakes. Oh wait, snowflakes. Do I have snowflakes? I have some snowflakes. You make a good point. I have snowflakes. We could do snowflakes instead. I know cold things. We could do snowflakes. I have little tiny snowflakes. I have them in gold and copper and silver, but yeah. Well, if Minerva's still here, I don't know if you have an opinion on that. Like crystals versus snowflakes, little snowflakes for the ice. Because I was originally thinking of doing like crystals for the ice themed ones, but then Omar in the chat made a good point that I could do snowflakes, and I have a bunch of little tiny snowflakes, and that could be an option. A bunch of little tiny snowflakes. Pourquoi no los dos? I don't know. Pourquoi no los dos? I don't. Los dos? I don't know. Can't do Spanish. The crystals seem kind of cool, but the snowflakes are cute. I feel like it might be a little bit too much. I know it's Spanish, I just can't pronounce it. Why not both? But like, I just can't pronounce it. See, if it was French, I could pronounce it. I could do French pronunciation. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Basically how it's said. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Oh, yeah, I said pourquoi. Pourquoi is French. ¿Por qué no lo? Yeah. Here's the thing. If someone talks to me in Spanish, I can sometimes kind of, parse what they're saying, but I automatically respond to them in French. Oh, thanks for following, Gorehound. That's what I'm saying, though. Someone talks to me in Spanish, I automatically respond in French. Oh, thanks for following as well, Minerva. Okay, I think. I mean, you're under no obligation to. I just like inviting people because I figured they might be interested in seeing their dice being made. Okay, I like the idea. Oh, let me think about this. I like the idea of the snowflakes, but I think the other dice. Oh, Gorham's one of your friends who told about the dice. Oh. Ah, well that's cool. I'm glad that they could make it as well. Yeah, I think. Oh. Friends? What are those? Who knows? In this economy? The reason I'm leaning towards the crystal still is because of kind of the scale of the other items that I was kind of working with. Oh, hi, Jen. Free from single hell. Oh dear, I hope work was okay. Yeah, have a safe drive. I'm just thinking about this. So for the other dice, obviously, like the liquid cores, they're not super like detailed or anything. There's no like big object apart from just the liquid core itself, but like the mountain with the rocks, I feel like that's more of a centered, larger item. And then the lightning I plan to have be kind of a more kind of a larger thing and kind of cover the whole die. And so I think I want to go with, I'm gonna make the crystals. We can decide later because I'll have to make the crystals, and then we'd have to use them next time. But I think I'm gonna still make the crystals because I think that they are gonna be more in scale with the other items that are gonna be going into the dice. I think the snowflakes might be too small compared to all of the other things that are gonna be done with the other dice. So we'll at least make the crystals. We can also decide after those are made whether we want to use them or not. But I'm still gonna make them. I hope that made sense. Oh, burritos. So yeah, some of those are gonna be like a blue and a white, and some of those are gonna be like a red and a white. I went and looked up the character that the red and white was for, and it seemed like the red was more of kind of a like a pinkish maroon color almost. I was thinking of going more of kind of like this pinkish, darkish pinkish red color. This one's just straight up like a very bright kind of dark pink, but I think this might be the way to go. So I'm gonna try that, I think. Dorkish red. Yeah, dorkish red. And so we're gonna do that and some of the white. And I'm gonna do probably one of the kind of smaller pre-made clusters for that, because that's gonna go in the D4. That's the plan anyways. So we've got those for this. That's also gonna have white. Okay. Lots of white in these. Okay. And then I also have stuff for a keychain, and that's not the D4 that I want. Helps if I grab a D4 that I want. And a crystal D4 here for any leftover resin. Those will go in there for a keychain. Okay. I think we can start putting things into our mixing cups now. I think we have everything kind of laid out. So let's just go down the line here. This one, I'm doing another series of tests. Mixing. One next to the lid. Hey Omar. I mean, okay. All right, this is gonna be kind of the last, hopefully the last in a series of tests. I don't think I'm gonna even want to use that, but we'll do that. So all of these are gonna have just some kind of like a clear resin with a little bit of gold in it. A little bit of gold in it. Just a little bit of gold shimmer. I'm gonna try a couple of different things. I'm gonna try just the red. I'm gonna try red and black, and then I'm gonna try red with a little bit of like a red shimmer to it, and then I think we'll do red with red shimmer and black. And we'll see which one of those we like the best before I do the final thing for a different set of commissions. So I'm going to need to do the clear with a little bit of shimmer, and then I need to do the red with a little bit of shimmer here. Let's grab a mixing cup for that as well. So that's going to have a little bit of that. I did figure you were making a joke, but it was just very, it's just like, you okay there, dude? You okay? All right. So we've got that figured out for these. I will add those to the cups before we pour the resin, but I want to make sure I have everything laid out. Okay, so next one. This is going to be a set of 66, not 66, but 6d6 of green with glow-in-the-dark and iridescent flakes. Let me think about how much is 5. So each die takes about like a little bit less than 5 milliliters, I think. So about 4 of these takes about, we'll say 17.5 milliliters of resin. So 6, or well, let's say 6, it's more like 16 milliliters. 16 divided by 2 is 8, so 16 plus 8 is going to be 24. So it's going to take about 24 milliliters, I think, of resin here. So we'll do 25 or 30, which means I probably don't want to actually mix in one of these, because these only go up to 30, and it's way too much. So let's grab a larger mixing cup here. That one works. This one had 11d6. Oh no, not 11d6 damage. I just realized that the coaster is still attached again. I was like, what's going on in the bottom of my mug? There's something nasty down there. It's literally just my coaster. Alright. So we've got a mixing cup for that. For our green, blue, and purple set, let's grab one for green. And blue is just going to be, I had blue in it before. The blue's going to be translucent. It's not whiskey, it's tea. Don't listen to him. So green. Oh gosh, I don't think this is closed all the way. It's making a mess. I'm back to being envious because I'm still green. Okay. So green, blue. The green and the purple are going to be kind of opaque, shimmery colors, and the blue is going to be translucent. That's my plan anyways. Purple. There's purple. Whiskey all day. Like, oh dear. Did I have much of a choice? I do like a good old-fashioned every once in a while, but I rarely drink. Alright, so we've got our green, our blue, and our purple. The blue's just going to be that. That green is getting everywhere. This one is just going to be clear. I'm not going to need anything to mix that in because I'm just going to use some of the ink straight out of the bottle. The green and the white, I do actually want a place to mix that because I do plan to have white resin. I might grab a clean mixing cup for that. You will hold your next bad joke. I doubt that I would pick up on it anyways, right? So, to be fair, I feel like in text, it's a little bit harder to go when you do a joke, when you do a bad joke, so it doesn't always translate as well. It doesn't translate as well if you can't do the yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do white in our little cup there. Why do I have 2 different whites over here? What was this white for? Where are we sending it to? We're shipping some bad jokes somewhere. Okay. Why do I have two different whites here? I don't remember why I have two different whites over here. Oh, I think maybe I was going to use this one for the crystals. I don't know if I even want this one. What was I thinking of using this for? I think I just spit. You didn't see that. Purple? Why? Purple? Why? I like purple. I make a lot of purple dice. That's something I've realized as I've been... I try to split up dice with dice releases so I don't do like all of the same color coming out the same month. You know, I try to kind of do a mix of things every month. It's purple. Yes, this is purple. It sure looks like it, doesn't it? It's so coated in stuff. It's white ink in there, I swear. It's just so coated in other ink and resin and junk. This is why I got a new thing of white ink recently because I was running low here, and this one has obviously been well loved. It's covert purple. That seems valid. That seems about right. It's just secretly purple. Alright. Yeah, all of the ink ones get just coated and absolutely coated in resin. Yeah. Purple sus. Purple sus. Sorry, I've gotten distracted by peeling resin off of these bottles. It's just very satisfying. And I should get on with the stream, but, you know, gotta peel the resin off of these bottles. Look at that, now it's all white and clean. That is something that I could spend far too long doing, is just sitting here and, like, peeling old resin off the table. It's one of those things, it's one of those weird things about me, is I could just sit here and peel resin off the table for an hour. Alright. I don't think I'm going to use this white. Why did I pull this one out? I feel like I pulled this one out for a reason. I don't think I'm going to use this one. This one is good, but it's not quite as opaque as this purple. It's white. Whoa. Oh, thanks for Snom? Snom. Hi, Snom. Thanks for following. I hope I said that right. Yes, so, yes, we're going to use this one. This one's a little bit more opaque than that other one. Let me just pull out some cups for all of our colors here. So, the D12 is going to just have a little bit of white. Oh, I already pulled out one for a white. Ah, another friend of yours. Welcome. We're getting everything figured out for all of the different things, all the different resin parts and dice. This one's gonna have white in it. Cool. That's gonna be used for both the D6 with the little liquid core of like a tealy green in it, and then we'll use some of that probably in our crystals as well. Hey, I'm glad your friends could make it. I'm glad that they're interested to see how this stuff is done too. So that's great. The more the merrier. Part of the reason I like streaming is because I like, you know, like chatting with people and stuff. So I'm always excited when people can come hang out. Okay, we need cups for all of these. I think I have. There's one for the white. There's one for the red. I think I have one here that just had this blue in it before. Ah, yes, here we go. Wait, where did it go? And we'll do the blue. Oh, one of your other friends might get a commission for his girlfriend for the 1 year. Oh, thanks. Well, hopefully you like your dice. Well, I guess hopefully these are for your boyfriend. Is that who they were for? Your partner of some sort? Boyfriend, okay. Just wanted to double check there. I'm just like, boyfriend? Husband? Boyfriend? I don't remember. First birthday. Ah. Okay, so we have our little mixing cups there for that. So I think we have everything laid out. You will realize fairly quickly that I'm very ADHD, and I'm always under the impression that I'm forgetting something, and it takes me forever to actually start pouring things because I'm worried that I'm gonna forget something. But I think we have everything figured out. So let's start adding our powdered pigments to our mixing cups. And I don't do the liquid pigments yet, just because I don't want them to like dry out before I get to them. But the powdered pigments, I don't want to just get them covered in resin, so it's easier to add the stuff first. Pull that out for the red. Okay, for the... I have some mixing things here. A little bit of gold. Green. Purple. Blue. Did I say green when I did the purple one? No, I think I'm okay. Purple or green. White. Red. White. That one's getting a little bit dead. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I tend to I reuse my stir sticks a bit because I'm very cheap. Alright, and blue. And I think that's everything. Okay, I think I have everything all laid out. I am going to need to figure out, I'm going to need to do some guesstimating on how much resin I'm going to be using. So I'll have to figure that out before we actually go to. So this one, I'm going to be doing this mixed with some red. I just want to add a little bit of shimmer to it, so we're not going to add a ton of this. We don't want to discolor it too much. So we're just going to add a little tiny bit of that. I'll set that off to the side for now. Same with this gold. I'm just going to slightly, I'm not even tinting it this, I just want the resin to show up as kind of shimmery. So I'm going to add just the barest amount of this gold shimmer. Like the barest amount. We're not even trying to make it look gold. We're just trying to make it so that it kind of you know, the light catches it and it kind of shimmers gold. So just a little tiny bit of that. For this one, so I'm going to do a mix of these two colors to make the green. I have some green colors, but this ends up a little bit darker, I think. A little bit darker and fuller. I do have to remember if it's 3-to-1 or 5-to-1, though. I guess we'll find out. But we want to make these glow in the dark as well. So this always makes a mess. This one always makes a mess. So let's add some of this glow powder. I'm doing about 25 to 30 milliliters of this, which is quite a bit, so we're going to add a bit of glow powder here. This stuff is pretty strong though. This is Lit from Culture Hustle, Stuart Semple, and it's like the glowiest glow powder, and it glows bright. Actually, I could probably show you if you guys are interested in seeing how bright this stuff glows. And I'll charge it up with my UV light that I use for the UV resin. Oops, if I plug that in the right direction. It's pretty lit. Hey! So, even with the, you know, monitor here and everything, this stuff is bright. So, a little bit goes quite a long ways. Let me try not to trip over everything as I get back to the light switch. Okay. I didn't trip and die! Yay! Oh dear, I have stuff stacked all over the place over here. That's not gonna work out. Alright, so this is gonna be like an emerald green glow in the dark. I think that should hopefully be enough of the glow in the dark. If we need to add more, we can add more. And apparently a cat hair, which is included in every order. There's always cat hair in every order. And then some iridescent flakes. And really, you know, I tend to like not add enough. So we're gonna add like a little bit more than I think I actually need. I think, so we're gonna go about there because that seems like more than I think we will need. So it's probably the right amount. And then that's gonna be mixed up with our green. And that's gonna be a set of 66. 6D6, not 66. Again, all right, next set, we have our blue, which is just gonna be a translucent blue. It's kind of nice to have like the mix of like the shimmery and the translucent, I think. And then we're gonna have our green, which is gonna have a little bit of a green alcohol ink in it to color it, and then a little bit of a couple of different green shimmers. You know, it's in that in-between space for my sweater here. It's just like a little bit too warm, and I'm a little bit too cold without it. We'll just put the sleeves up. Okay. And then we're going to do our purple here as well. Oh, I already had a stir stick for that. So let's do our green first here. Like I said, we'll add our liquid pigments once we get the resin in the cups, but we're going to do our powdered ones now. They always make such a mess when they're in these bags. They're such a mess. So we're going to probably doing about 10 or so milliliters. A full 7-piece set of dice is about 30 milliliters of resin. So if we're assuming that we have 3 different colors and there's going to be an equal amount of all of them, about 10 milliliters of each. And that should be plenty. I added probably way too much of this, but that's okay. A little bit too much, but it'll be okay. Just a little bit of like this light green. And then that'll get tinted with our alcohol ink. Get that out of the way as well. And then the purple. So does anybody else do anything arts and craftsy? I always like to ask because I'm always curious what folks are working on. Do some purple here. Again, we're going to do about 10 milliliters. Oh gosh. Delicious pigments. Maybe not the most delicious of alcohol. So wait, here's would you like some isopropyl alcohol as well? Maybe don't drink the alcohol inks. Alright. Hopefully this is enough purple. I feel like I'm not quite sure what that expression is, but I feel like it definitely encapsulates the mood. Alright, there's our purple. And if we need to add a little bit more after we get everything mixed up, we can do that too. Like, there's no hard rule that I can't add more later. I just, you know, try to avoid getting resin all over everything if I can. It never works out well, but I try. Okay. Let's get our little stuff mixed up for the crystals here. The red and white, I think I'm just gonna try and do, I'm gonna do a smaller crystal cluster. I don't really need a lot of this. I'll do a couple of them just to see which one ends up the best, I think, but I really don't need a lot of this at all. It's not gonna take a lot of resin at all, so we're just gonna add a little tiny bit there. So there's that. The blue one, I think we'll probably do a couple of, like, probably a larger crystal or two. Try to do like some of the longer crystals. So we'll use a little bit more resin here. That's probably plenty of pigment. It doesn't eat. Mica powders usually go a pretty long way. Alright, get that out of the way. I'm just stacking everything over here at the moment. We'll get everything put away later. Probably off camera. I tend to do a lot of cleanup like a day later once all of the resin has kind of solidified a bit. Makes it kind of easier. This is just like a white shimmery kind of one. I'm going to use some of that and a couple of crystals as well. This is going to be, I don't think we'll need very much of this one. This particular brand, a little bit goes a long way, so I don't think we're going to need very much of that, actually. And I think that's everything. We're going to need something to stir that in. Okay, I think I just want to be okay. Yes. I'm just making sure that I have all my pieces. I think that's everything. I think we can actually get to pouring some resin now. So, let me get my safety equipment that Omar was hounding me about earlier. I'm glad you're concerned for my safety. I really am. I probably should have been wearing more safety equipment when I was working with the UV resin, but I don't know. Safety, hell yeah! It does mean that I'm gonna be a little bit muffled for the rest of the stream. I'm going to sound like this. I'll try to speak fairly loud and clearly, but it's going to be a little bit muffled. Now, there's cat hair in my mixing cup. Let me grab a different mixing cup. In a second, I dropped a piece of resin in here at some point. Alright. Alrighty. Let me grab Bane is here. Yes. So I'm going to I have 2-part resin here. There's part A and a part B. One of them's the resin, one of them's the hardener. I'm just figuring out which one's the thicker of the two. I can't talk and measure. Oh, wait, before we do that, I need to figure out how much I need to make. 30. I know that this cup is silicone. Yeah. What? What? Sorry, here, just a second. Before we actually pour that, I need to do some math. So, oh, no, it wasn't even like that. It was like I dropped a piece of dry resin in it when I was... Are we making keycaps yet? I just ordered some stuff so that I can make some keycap molds. I just ordered some stuff yesterday. I was trying to figure out files and stuff, and I'm gonna hand make some... not quite yet. I'm working on it. But I'm trying to get stuff figured out so that I can make molds for them. Okay, I need to do some math before we actually pour things. So, this will take 30, this one will take about 25-ish, so 55. Excuse you, I have a degree in math. Sort of. We'll say this one's 15 to 20, so we'll say 20. So 45, 75, Okay, here's my dilemma. So, I have to do things, this has things by increments of 10. I'm bad at certain aspects of math. I never pass my times tables because I think they're stupid, but I never really passed my times tables. I can't do memorization stuff, but like, I don't know. It made sense to me, I guess. Some of it was more fun than others. Don't ask me to do differential equations. I still don't understand them. Okay. Anyways, here's where things fall apart a little bit. This is in increments of 10. I have to do equal amounts of both, which means that I have to go up by increments of 20. So, we could do 80, but I don't know that we'd have enough for all of these dice. Oh wait, actually, this isn't going to take very much, that's not going to take very much, that's not going to take very much. Because those are going to be taken up by the spheres. And that one I'm just little tiny layer. So I could either go up to 80, because my estimate here is that it's going to take, I could, but like, I don't want to make, that's more cleanup for me. It's easier to just peel the resin out of it later than try and clean still goopy resin out of 2 different cups. Believe me, I used to do it like that. I used to do it like that. Especially when I was working in smaller amounts. But my estimate for these right here is that it'll be about 75 milliliters. So we can either go up to 80. No, I'm saying I do enjoy peeling dried resin. Use 3 cups. I'm saying I don't want to use 2 separate cups with one with part A and one with part B, because then I'm going to end up with just cups that have uncured resin in them. I'm assuming you're saying I'm assuming that's not quite what you meant, but use 3 cups. How about 5? But no, we could go either up to 80, and I don't know if I'll have enough for the. Whoa! Oh, oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Man. Aw, thanks. 2 batches. 2 batches. That doesn't you're very drunk. Hopefully it's not a, oh gosh, I'm blanking on the word for when you buy something and then regret it in the morning. Impulse purchase. I guess it's an impulse purchase. Anyways, but thanks. Yeah, people don't usually sub here, so that's very nice. Yeah, I don't know if we'd have enough for the crystals tonight or not. Impulse buy, yes. It's an impulse buy. I think we'd have enough for everything else, but I don't know if we'd have enough for the crystals. I'd be cutting it kind of close. Because that might be... But, I mean, I can always do these a little bit later. I think we'd have enough for the other stuff. I got so happy. I know, it was so surprising. I was just like, wait, they already followed. What's going on? Okay, I think we're just gonna do... Let's do 100, and then I'll do a set of D6s as well. Let's just do that. I'm just gonna do 100 milliliters, then I know that I'll have enough, and then I can use the extra and make a set of D6s or something. It's just, we're just gonna go the whole 9 yards, 200 milliliters. Why not? Alright. I think I want to put mask on first, because those might have a little bit of resin in them. Alright. We're going back to muffled Liz. Oh, I need to make that transparent still. Oh, that's on my to-do list, is to make that transparent. Yeah, you can have fun with my emote now. Alright, I'm gonna just start. Liz babies. Okay. So, I am gonna go a little bit quiet here while I pour some resin. There's cat hair in here again. Because I can't really talk and measure at the same time, so I will be back in just a moment. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. And I can tell my story about why afterwards. Alright. Alright, put these away. Back up on the shelf with you. I'm gonna grab a new stir stick for this. Alright, yeah, I want to make sure that I get equal parts of both, otherwise it won't cure right. Alright, what are you hoodlums talking about in the... What's up, gamers? I'll just leave you guys to it, it's okay. I'll just mix my resin, while you guys duke it out. Wait. I feel like you need to, if you're gonna have a fight in the chat, I think you need to take advantage of this. There you go. I feel like if there's gonna be a fight in the chat, why you? Because I know you the best out of the folks that are fighting. I don't know how quickly it will do things. It might still be trying to do mine. Feel attacked? Good, you should. Yeah, you might have to give it a second. That is the only problem with having an actual all-out war with that in the chat, is that no, wait a minute. Yeah. No, yeah, it takes a minute for it to figure out what it's doing. It doesn't like doing a whole bunch of commands in succession. Maybe I should figure out a like an emote for that. I was trying to figure out an emote for like a cardboard tube. Quick, everyone hide! The mod's here! Believe me, you really shouldn't be too worried. Jen is just as likely to, there we go! That's actually how this whole thing started. To be fair, actually, I don't think it was with Jen, I think it was with Scryer, who's another dice-making streamer, who also has mod privileges. And I think that it was because of the sword. We were joking about it being like a foam sword or something to bonk people on the head with when they did bad things in chat. So that's how the cardboard tube of justice came around there, or bonking. So it takes a little while, by the way, to mix up all the resin. I want to make sure it's mixed completely. You can still kind of see some like streaks in it, and that means it's not mixed completely yet. I want to get it mixed all the way up. Otherwise it won't set correctly. You know, gotta get equal amounts of both parts, gotta get it mixed completely together. Otherwise it won't set quite right, so. We're mixing for a little bit here. Very, very exciting stuff going on in the stream. Mixing resin for 5 minutes or so. And a very, very slow cardboard tube battle in the chat. So the Streamlabs can keep up. Man, swords are cool. Cardboard tube is better than swords. What were we talking about? Oh, gaming, I think. Yeah, I should really update the commands. I really don't have a ton of commands in my chat. I also have ! glitter, if anyone wants to try that at some point. Oh yes, we were talking about me bullying you! Excellent! One of my favorite subjects. But no, someone should try ! glitter at some point. I think. I have bonk and glitter, which are just weird, random commands that I set up.
That's literally all it does. Literally all it does. But it amuses me greatly, so it shall stay. You IRL. You know, it might be good for me to set up like actually useful commands, like, I don't know, like so people can find stuff, but you know, what's the point in that if you can't have Streamlabs throwing glitter everywhere? Right, I think this is almost mixed. I'm just scraping the sides here, scraping the bottom, making sure that there's no more streaks that I can see. I mean, it's the important stuff, right? Glitter's the important stuff. I do see a cat hair in there, which is far too common of an occurrence. Cat hair is a common enough of an occurrence that it was one of the options for when I was trying to figure out emote for this channel. All right, I think we're good. I'm just gonna mix it a little bit more. I tend to like over mix a little bit, but it's okay because I have a pressure pot. So if I'm over mixing it a little bit, it just means I'm going to add a little bit more air to it. Just going to add some more bubbles and stuff. But since I have a pressure pot, it shouldn't cause too many issues. So I'll put these, once I have everything in the molds, I'll put them in the pressure pot and put them under pressure, and that will take all of the air bubbles and squish them down really, really small until you can't even see them. How many cats do I have? Oh, I have 4 cats. Yeah. It really wasn't my intention to have 4 cats, but I have 4 cats. Leave the cat hair in, sure they won't mind. I mean, I think there's probably commission dice out there that have cat hair in them that I just didn't notice. Like, it would not surprise me. Have I finished my cat hair dice? No, I haven't. They're still sitting over there. They're in the box of dice for me because I wasn't really sure that anyone else would want them. And that's kind of like my last, my least priority when it comes to sanding things is the box of dice for me. So I have not gotten around to the cat hair dice. For those that are curious though, and I think they're on my Instagram, if you look at like my about section underneath the stream, I did make a set of dice that just had cat hair in them at one point. Okay, I think we're good. So, let's get the sleeves up a little bit more. So, I think let's start with this because I have a pretty good idea of exactly how much I need here. Because we're going to do about 10 milliliters of each, maybe a little bit more of the blue and a little bit less of the other ones. So, about 10. Yeah, the cat hair dice were amusing to me. I never really expected to like sell them or anything because it is kind of just a weird concept. I think the most amusing part to me in making the cat hair dice, because we made those on stream, because it is a running joke that I always have a piece of cat hair in my resin. I think the funniest part of that to me was the reaction of the chat when I just pulled out a bag of cat hair. Because I just randomly had a bag of cat hair sitting over here. And was just like, where did that come from? And I'm like, you're surprised? It was for the lulz. It really was for the lulz. I'm going to add a little bit extra to the blue. Just a little bit extra. Alright. And we're going to drop a green to this one. And we're going to add a drop of blue to this one. Alright. This one, I think we're going to do about 30 milliliters. I think we'll only need about 25, but we're going to do about 30, so this one doesn't have numbers on the side like the other one did. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to see how much I have in my cup and then measure downwards, so it's hard to read. 16. So we're going down to about 40, a little bit above 40. So I got 20. And there's a thing in here. You know how to make me stop bullying you? I mean, you can try. You can certainly try. I am curious now. I feel like I shouldn't be curious. I feel like this is dangerous waters for me. But now I want to know. Bet? No, I don't think that's a bet I want to take. Oh, stop. I see bribery. That's your that's your ploy, bribery. Thank you though. I bribes. You guys. I like how the response from everyone in the chat is just bribes. But thank you, Omar. I think, do I want 3 or 5 drops here? I think it's 5. I think it's 5. Hopefully that's not too yellow. I guess we'll find out. The problem with mixing these, so I do have some green colors, but I'm mixing this one because it makes a darker green. The problem is that it doesn't really show up as the green color until the resin has cured. It's gonna look blue until then. See, it looks very, very blue in the middle there, but it'll turn green once the resin hardens. So it makes it very hard to get the correct color. Cash in your coupon to give it to Omar. Oh, sure, if you want to. That's fine. What coupon are we doing? Wait, what coupon? For my shop, or, I will get that to you after the stream. I have to go make a coupon for you. Actually, I think I should be able to make one. Yeah. Everyone's being so nice in the chat to me and to each other, and they're totally not having a fight with cardboard tubes. It's so sweet. Let's add you know what? I am going to add a drop of this green because I do like this green. But I think I'm going to add a little bit more. Uh-oh, what does this call for? I feel like I should be concerned. Glitter! Everyone had the same idea, it seems. Okay, I think we're gonna add a little bit. This color is not accurate to how this is going to, same hat. This is not accurate to how it's gonna look at all, which makes it difficult. I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna add another drop of this bluish green color, and then we're gonna add some more of the yellow. So I want it to be a little bit darker. I don't remember if it's 3 or 5. We're gonna go 4. I don't remember if the correct ratio is 1 to 3 or 1 to 5. It makes it a little bit difficult. Burb brain. I hope you know that I just picture you as that little purple character. Whenever you use it, like I will just think of that. That is just how you look to me now in my brain. I hope you don't. Are you doing okay, Snom? You doing okay there? Oh, you're called Burb in another Discord. That's fun. Alright. So, this is, I think, dark enough. It's going to look a little bit bluer now. Than it's actually going to turn out, but I think that should be good. The 2 times you plan to use the coupon, you got the commission and refused to discount commissions, you don't think it's viable. And 2, you got the dice you want on technicality, so now you bequeath your reward to a bro who will use it wisely. Do you want me to just send it straight to Omar? He needs some water. I think maybe you should get some water, bud. I think you should probably get some water. Just so I don't want you to feel like you don't. I don't want you to feel bad tomorrow. So you gotta get some water in you. All right. Let's see here. These. So I just need. This one is gonna go to about. Okay. Yeah. And I can send that. I can send that straight over. That's very kind of you. I'm gonna go to about 20 here. About 20. Shouldn't need quite that much, but we might need to add a little bit more gold, though. We'll see. This one I added a little bit of gold, just a little bit, to try and give it a little bit of shimmer. Oh, Cinco de Mayo. I completely forgot about that. But still, you don't want to have a hangover tomorrow. How did Cinco de Mayo go for you, Jen? Because I know you were working for it. Oh, actually, there might be enough of a shimmer here. What is in here? You don't get hangovers? Oh, okay, that's nice at least. Just want to make sure you only get mushroom. Oh, hello, buddy. Yeah, you're ready to come inside, aren't you? I have a cat at my window. Yeah, I'm afraid I'm in the middle of something at the moment. I have a window right above where I'm working, and there's a cat that's currently standing there that wants inside. Okay, I think actually I have enough gold. I just wanted a little bit of gold to kind of make things a little shimmery, so I think that's actually okay. Yeah, please don't die, Snom. You gotta take care of yourself. We will make sure you're taking care of yourself. We care about your well-being here. Oh dear. And it's good. Cinco de Mayo it's just made me more evil. Oh, thankfully the mariachi did not take requests. I can see how that's a blessing. But it's nice that it's probably nice that you're home now. No, but alcohol poisoning. I mean, Omar makes a good point here that alcohol poisoning is a thing. But yes, we do want to just make sure that you're okay. Don't want you to get sick or anything. All right, let me pour these in. I'm gonna pour these in about halfway. I'm just doing a couple of tests here. Actually, no, I should go almost all the way with these, I think. I'm doing a couple of tests with this one. I want to see what color combinations work the best. So we're going to go almost all the way up to the top here, not quite all the way, because we're going to be swirling in some other colors. We do need a little bit of clear here, not a lot, just enough to kind of mix in the red here. And that stuff's going to get used with the liquid cores and stuff. Okay, so this is, I'm going to do a little bit of this red. I'm mixing kind of like this red that I really like. It's kind of a darker red with some of this kind of shimmery, lighter red, just to see if I can kind of give it a little bit of a shimmer. Ooh, I think I can give it a little bit of a shimmer, and I think that might work out well. So let me see if I can show you. So it's kind of a darker red. It has a little. It's kind of hard to see the shimmer on camera, but it's got a little bit of a shimmer now. So that might actually work out well. So things I'm going to be trying here, and we could just try these now, I think. I'm trying just the red like this. And we're trying some swirls. So just have a little bit of red ink on here, and I'm going to kind of swirl it in here. Yeah, I'll come let you in after I'm done streaming, buddy. I'm sorry. You can go see if Edmund will let you in. Yeah, kind of a crimsony color. Well, it's going to be going with some bones that someone sent me to put into a set of dice. So I feel like it's going to be kind of cool. Yeah, I have a cat there. So we're doing just the red. Actually, I want to do one more with this red too. I'm going to do one with just the red and the gold kind of shimmer to it. I'm going to do one with the red here. You don't know why you said shimmer me timbers in your head and now you can't stop laughing. Shimmer me timbers. Alright, that's going to have the red in it. Make sure I have everything correct here. Yep. And I'm also going to do, and we're actually done with that red now, we're going to do black in that one as well. So we had talked about red and gold and black as colors. I'm not quite sure how the black will look, so we're gonna try that out. We're doing some tests. All right. Just gonna wipe that off. Oops, that's the wrong one. I really don't want that there, because that needs to go over there. All right. All right, and we're gonna try that there, and then I'm gonna try the shimmery red that I just made. We're going to try that in both of these, and then one of them with the black again. You know, I think this might work. I wasn't sure whether mixing the red with the kind of shimmery red would work out or not. I think it might. I think it might. It was just a little bit too light before, so this might work out. All right, got that. I'm going to do some more black in one of these just to try it out. Let's put a little bit of the ink on there, and we're just going to kind of swirl that in now as well. Alrighty, get that out of the way. Shimmer me timbers is my modus operandi. Could use more glitter. Could always use more glitter. Alright, I'm going to fill these in the rest of the way, and we'll get these out of the way and just on our little tray over here that I have. So I want to, I'm going to fill these up until they're kind of domed a little bit, because as I mentioned before, I'll be putting these in a pressure pot, which will take all the air bubbles in them and squish them down until you can't even see them, but it means that there needs to be something to fill in that space. And so I add a little bit of extra resin just to kind of fill in that space a little bit. Actually, a little bit more than I need. Let's get that out of the way. I add a little bit to the lid as well. It's not really as important that I add it to the lid here, but on the other ones it helps keep the bubbles from getting trapped. Alright, so I'm going to set this on. I have just a lid here that I usually use to put things into the pressure pot. It works out for that. It might make it a little bit difficult to see some of the parts of chat, but that's okay. Alright. Let's move on to, let's do this one, just because everyone's here to see things. So let's try doing the one with the purple liquid core. So this is going to be purple, and then we're going to have red in there too, and we wanted kind of an inky sort of look to it, so we're actually going to use that same red from before. I'm going to do kind of the same thing as before, where I'm just going to put a little bit on here and kind of add it to the resin a bit. I'm just going to add that in there. Just want a little bit of red in there. Alright, and then add a little bit more in there just so that it doesn't end up like all at the top or whatever. And then we're going to put our liquid core in there. And it's going to kind of squish that resin up a little bit. Didn't squish it up nearly as much as I thought it would, but that's okay. That's more clear. Sleep? Who's sleeping? And the only cure is sleep, yes. The only cure to your fever is sleep. Oh dear. Let's see. Some things more cobbles, things need more glitter, yeah. Alright, so the red's gonna kind of end up being more towards the bottom, but I think that'll be okay because it'll kind of make it so that when you have the high number up, it'll be easier to see the purple, which is gonna be kind of a good thing. Alright, so that has our liquid core in there. We're gonna let this sit for a minute and let the air escape to the bottom. Air escape to the top. You can see there's bubble there already. So we'll set that off on our tray as well. No. Oh, uh-oh. I hope your job doesn't clown on you. But your dice they're also in the tumbler getting polished. I do still hope to have those. Can't be sad when sparkly rocks. I know, but you should also take care of your finances, Jen. I don't want you to ever be in a position where things are bad for you because you're buying dice from me. Let's try these on. Sparkly rocks make serotonin go brr. Okay. Alright, that's good. I'm glad. Okay. Let's poke the bubbles here. So like I said before, I add a little bit of extra to resin so that it's kind of domed a little bit. And in this case, I add a little bit to the lid as well so that no air bubbles can get trapped between the lid and the base. I'll probably end up coming back and adding a little bit more resin to that as well. Okay. That giant duck that was floated in the river, the one that was that went flat and stuff, it was kind of a meme. The one that, or are we talking something else? And I go and get a bit of white. Actually, I want quite a bit of white. Didn't you just order a rubber duck die? Didn't you just order one? A rubber duck die? I feel like that was you in the Discord that had posted a picture of a rubber duck die that you had just ordered. Oh, but you want one with it flat? Ooh, Sailor Moon dice. Also based on characters, like these are, or just like some sort of vibe. Pokemon dice, ah. Gotta catch them up. I've seen Pokemon dice before. Oh gosh, okay. This is just gonna be Sailor Saturn Mercury. See, I'm not up to pop culture. I don't know pop culture as well as I should. Cause I know your two favorite Guardians. See, I know Sailor Moon a little bit, but I've never actually watched it. I gotta get more versed in the way of popular culture. Alright, so we're just making some white resin here. My idea here is some of this is going to be made into the little crystals for the ice. We'll see if we end up using the crystals or snowflakes, but we'll see how they look. Saturn is dark purple, vibes, Mercury is blue. Ooh. Lots of things you can do with that. So this is going to go, but it's also going to go with our kind of tealy green color. And my thought here, so these spheres, the smaller ones here, they quite honestly don't look great on one side. So I'm going to put that side down, and I'm going to kind of cover it up a little bit with some white. So I'm going to put a little bit of white in here first, and in the bottom. Not quite halfway, but enough to kind of cover the bottom. And then we're going to put that in, and then we're going to put our clear in. And that will kind of, it'll kind of displace the white a little bit, so it'll kind of come up on the sides. So when you roll a 6, you'll see all the swirling colors. If you roll a 1, it'll also just be white. But, so let's add our, I don't want to get all sorts of other colors on this either. So we're going to add our sphere there, and then we're going to add clear. And I actually kind of want it to displace the white a little bit, so it ends up kind of cloudy on the sides. Glue dice! You're so helpful! You're so helpful, you know that. Alright, so there's another liquid core dye. It's in there. I'll set that off to the side for now. It reminds me of Elmer's glue. No, I mean, that's fair. It's very much the same color. This kind of milky white color. Hopefully mixed with everything else though, it'll look a little bit more not like glue. Yeah, maybe I'll add that to my list of things to watch at some point, Sailor Moon, because it's kind of like a classic, I feel like. It's one that, like, everyone's seen. I didn't watch a lot of, like, TV and stuff growing up. I didn't really watch much TV growing up. And as far as movies went, I mostly watched, like, Disney and musicals. Watched a lot of musicals. Classic early 90s, 2000s. Oh, I know. Like, it's very popular with my age range. I just never watched it. Like, I grew up in the Mulan. Ooh, Mulan. I always liked Mulan, but maybe that was some gender envy something going on. All right. Here's our dark red sort of color here. This is going to have some of the white with it as well. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So we've got kind of our reddish Madoka dice. Like, stop giving you ideas. There's so many things that could be made into dice. So many things. Alright, so this is going to be kind of a shimmery white. A little bit more resin there. Death Note dice. Black Butler dice. Just every piece of media made into dice. I was kind of thinking like maybe Sherlock Holmes dice or something. I read a lot of books as a kid. I'm thinking about it now. I've always liked murder mysteries. What's in there? Here, this might give you. I might be able to show you the shimmer on this a little bit better to kind of give you an idea of what the kind of mica powder shimmer looks like. Let's see if I can get it so you can see. It's just so hard to show it on camera. You can kind of see the shimmer there. Yeah, you can kind of see the shimmer there. It's just kind of hard to show at the angle that we're at. But that's kind of what we're doing, but with a few different colors. And we've got our blue here as well. Should probably added far too much blue too, but that's okay. What was everyone's like favorite movie? Ninja Ito Horror Dice. What was everyone's like favorite movie or TV show when you guys were like a kid? Like, did you have like a movie that you'd like watch on repeat, or you know, something you'd get up early to watch on like Saturday mornings on TV or anything like that? I've been informed by my parents that I used to watch, other than Sailor Moon, Shrek. I apparently used to watch Nightmare Before Christmas on repeat. Apparently that was something I watched a lot as a kid. And it's funny, Bambi on repeat. Aw. Oh, my brother loved Nightmare Before Christmas. It's like a vibe, yeah. My brother used to watch Sinbad on repeat. I think that was the one where, to be honest, it's a pretty cool movie, but I feel like Nightmare Before Christmas is just like, you gotta love it a little bit. Like, it's just a good movie. Is all the stuff off the bottom? No. Let me get all of the mica powder off the bottom mixed up into here. There we go. Now you want Nightmare Before Christmas dice? I actually had someone reach out to me at one point about getting Nightmare Before Christmas dice, but all of my commission slots were filled up at the time. So that almost happened. But yeah, my commission slots were filled at the time. And they'd found someone else by the time I had a slot open. Which, you know, it happens. Metabots or Digimon. Oh, okay. Pirates of the Caribbean. Alright, yeah. We got some good good choices here. What else did I mean, I did always like me. You were a child. I mean, you know, I may have thought that also, but you know, I'm just gonna keep that to myself. Just a youngin'. What was I gonna say? I did also watch Mulan, but I'm 24. Man, yeah. The other day I was just like, what age am I again? Well, how old am I? It was an interesting moment. I'm gonna add a little bit of this green. That was a little bit too light, I think. Yeah, you're not actually that much younger than I am. You're just a couple. You're actually, I think you're the same age as my brother. You're the same age as my younger brother. Yeah, I think that's a good green. And then the blue. I need to add a little bit more blue too. One of your employees is 16 and the other is 17 and you cry every time they mention their age. So before I did this, there's a whole long story about how I ended up doing this, but I had an office job for 5 or 6 years. I worked in an office, and there was one guy in the office, and I liked reminding him every once in a while that he had worked there longer than I had been alive. There was just something about that amused me. It was my age again. Yeah. Just like, you've been here longer than I've been alive. I don't know, I think maybe it was also slightly to get a rise out of him, just because that was fun, but it also did just amuse me. Alright, I think those look good. The green's maybe a little bit more yellow than I would have liked, but I think it'll turn out good. I think it'll be good. You're a manager in a retail store, and they said they were born in 2004, and I'm just like, I was 10. Oh, to be fair, it's still weird to me that people who were born after the year 2000, some of them can drink. In 2004, I wasn't very old in 2004. Oh, I would have been 10. I would have been 10 as well. Yeah, so we're the same age. And that's really easy math. I don't know why it took me forever to realize that I would also be 10. So now you guys can figure out how old. No, yes. So now you guys can figure out how old I am. If you ever want to steal my identity or anything. All right. So these ones I think I actually want pipettes for. We're gonna do kind of a swirl effect. Yeah, I'm 27. That was the thing the other day, though. I was just like, am I 26 or am I 27? I'm 27, though. But it took me a moment to try and remember. COVID made you forget you turned 27 this year? Oh, gosh. You think you're 26, part 2? That's valid. I think part of, where was I going with this? Oh, the thing that got me recently was like, oh, I'm closer to 30 than I am to 20. I've almost been out of high school for 10 years. It's very weird. You're 2011. Yeah. See, that's the thing, though. Once you get up to, like, mid to late 20s, like, everyone from, like, 25 to, like, 40 looks the same age to me now. I'm just like, yes, this is the age range of my friends. Because everyone in, like, their mid to late 20s and anyone in their 30s, it's like, I have friends in this age group. It's just kind of a weird thing that happens, I feel like, at some point. Your boyfriend is 24 and he makes fun of you that you turned 30 in 3 years. Wow, oh gosh. Yeah. Alright, so I'm grabbing my pipettes here. So we want to get these kind of swirled a little bit. And I think the easiest way to do that is we're going to kind of add these in little bits at a time. So we're going to add a little bit of green, a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple. just in various different orders and stuff, and that's going to be easiest to do with a pipette. It's easiest to just add a little bit with a pipette. Let me move these over so we can kind of see what's going on. I've started stacking things in my pivot. Pivot. What are we pivoting? What? Oh, episode of Friends. Oh, okay. I haven't watched Friends either. Alright, let's get these so that we kind of see what's going on. Trying to get things so that maybe it's a little bit clearer what we're working on at the moment. Alright, so we've got our green, we've got our blue, we've got our purple. 10 years are going to be 40. That's it. That's being 30. Yeah, I don't know. Time goes fast. Time goes fast. Alright, so let's I'm going to start with just a little glob of purple in some of these. Just a little dollop just in the corner. Not all of them. You don't all have to start with purple. Let's add some blue. In various amounts. And honestly, I am kind of trying to keep the blue in between the purple and the green so we don't end up with like a whole bunch of brown. That's some green. But, you know, if there's a little bit of mixing, that's okay. Drop a green in there. And get some green in a couple of these. And that's kind of what I'm going to do for these, is I'm just going to kind of oscillate between all the different colors, go back and forth a bit, trying to get all of these colors into all of the dice. And kind of get a mix here, all the different colors. Yeah. Alright. So when I do commissions, I don't know, you'll see this in a minute. If I have a little bit of extra resin, so there's a reason that there's actually 8 dice here. I really should just be doing the 7, but when I do 7-piece commissions like this, I usually do an extra D4, this in a different shape. I have a little crystal D4 shape. And then I also have a mold for like, actually here, since you're here, I have a question for you. This is for this set, obviously. But when I do commissions, I usually send along an extra D4. I usually also send along like a keychain. And like my default is usually like a crystal shape, like a crystal like this as a keychain. But is there another shape that you would prefer for your set of dice that you ordered? Apart from a crystal for a keychain. I have like a little bottle shape. I can do things that are flat, like a flat oval or square or anything. Since you're here, you get to have some input on if you want a different shape for a keychain. Let's add some more green. I think I did green recently. Let's add some more purple. Which one? For you. Yeah, sorry. I was talking to you, Minerva. For the set of dice that you ordered, do you have like a preference for a shape of keychain? I don't know if there's something that would match the theme particularly well. Oh, so I was saying no, that's valid. I usually do like a crystal shape, just kind of default. But since you're here, you can have a little bit of a choice if you want. I usually do the crystal. I have like a little bottle shape. I can do a flat thing with like a square or anything like that. So if you have like a preference for a keychain to go with the set of dice, you can make requests since you're here. A gem? Yeah, we can do that. I mean, there's the crystal shape, but I think I have an actual gem. Yeah. Like a gem shape, like that. Might be a little bit big, but I think that could work. Or I have, where is this? Doesn't have things. I could do something that's kind of an odd sort of crystal shape, but so maybe the crystal, maybe one of these gems. These gems might be a little bit big. I'm not sure. I'm gonna continue going with this while I think on it. And if you have any thoughts on that. That one needs more green. I don't know, I feel like it'd be okay. I mean, you can kind of see the size. I feel like it'd work okay for a keychain. I'm just, it'd probably be okay. And this one needs more green. Add a bit of green to that one. This one needs more purple. You know, I think I'm liking the direction I went with doing the translucent blue, the shimmery blue with the shimmery green and purple. I think that's going to look really pretty. I maybe should have done more blue though. Okay, this one needs some more purple. This is yeah, it gets kind of a little bit meditative almost, I guess, at this point. It's a little bit of doing the same thing over and over again, but hopefully I have enough resin here. What are the dice I'm making? These are a commission as well. They're a swirl of blue, shimmery purple. Well, they are D&D dice, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Snob. No, the request was for a swirl of blue, purple, and green with some sort of glitter. That's what I was told. And so I went and reached out to the person. I was like, hey, do you have a thought on what kind of glitter, like something shimmery? And they're like, yeah, something shimmery would be great. So I'm doing a shimmery purple and a shimmery green and a translucent blue all together. I feel like that's an appropriate use of bonking on the head. Glitter. And actually the set of D6s with the green I'm gonna be doing as well is also for the same person. I did invite them, but you know, people can't always make it, or you know, streams just aren't their thing. I get that too. I don't catch a lot of streams personally. Glitter. Yes. I just wanna be okay, be okay, be okay. Alright. I'm trying to get a little bit onto the you haven't been bullied since you subbed. It worked. Bribery. It works. Alright, let's add some more blue here. That definitely needs more blue. I do appreciate it, but please don't think this lets you off the hook. You think this lets you off the hook. Oops. No! All my blue resin got stuck at a weird spot. Okay, just a second here. But bribery? You think I can be so easily swayed? I mean, probably, but you know, I'm gonna act like I can't be. I'll pretend that I have a backbone. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, actually, these are pretty full now. Alright, let's. These ones are full. I'm just spritzing them down with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. It breaks the surface tension, helps pop the burbles. Helps pop the burbles. Helps pop the bubbles on the surface of the resin. I'm going to set these over here on my tray. I'm going to continue adding our colors in little bits, a little bit at a time. Oh, I want a little bit of purple next to that. All right. What color do I want to do next? This one could use some more purple. Oh, I did want to let you guys know, I may or may not stream on Saturday. I'm getting my second vaccine shot on Friday, so depending on how I feel, I may or may not stream. Like, the first one didn't really knock me out or anything, I just kind of had a sore arm the next day, but I've heard that, like, the second one is the one that's knocked people out, and they've been super tired and stuff, so depending on how I feel, I'll keep you guys updated in, like, the Discord. Get mine up. Yo, sweet. I'm looking forward to being vaccinated. I look forward to having people over for board game nights again, you know? I like having people over for dinner. I like having people over for board games or D&D. It's just... Hi, SK. You're just watching and I just got the app so you could chat. Ah! The blue, purple, and green is actually... Oh, it's Little Mermaid themed. Oh! What kind of works out that I did the translucent blue then? I hope you have had a good time watching, even though you couldn't chat so far. But I am glad that you could make it. Yeah, do you have any thoughts so far on the colors and everything? Because, you know, even if they don't end up being quite the right colors for you, I'm sure liking these colors, so, you know, I gotta remake them, Now, hopefully this is what you had in mind. Yes, you'll be over for board games. Oh, dear. Yeah, we live so close together. Yeah. Illinois, Pacific Northwest, they're the same, right? Oh, good, I'm glad. I'll be sending photos, by the way, for the folks here who ordered these dice. I will send you photos once I pull these out. Only 2,000 miles away, it's fine. Yeah, I will send you guys photos once I pull these out. It'll be, you know, like 24 hours or more after this. I have to let them cure and everything for at least 24 hours. But so either tomorrow night or the morning after that, I'll send you guys some photos so we can make sure everything's coming along the way we're both envisioning. Teleports. Oh, your best friend just moved out to the Pacific Northwest last year. Very cool. It's a lovely area. Gotta go pick up Omar on the way to my house, yeah. Alright, I think I'm gonna start. Things are getting full enough, I'm gonna start using the, just the stir sticks to add stuff. Because it gets a little bit harder, because I have to get the resin out. Yeah, this one's actually pretty full, so let's see here. A little bit of blue there. Alright. Oh yeah, you're on the complete opposite side of the country in New York. That's East Coast to West Coast. But but it sounds like we're having a party in the Pacific Northwest. Once pro vaccinated, that's what I'm hearing. All right, let's add some purple here. Okay, that should be enough there. I'm gonna add some purple here. You've heard of Party in the USA. Now we're getting more specific with Party in the Pacific Northwest. You're gonna make a joke, but literally no one would get it. I mean, isn't that all of your jokes? Or maybe it's just I wouldn't get it. That seems to be the reoccurring theme. Alright. Wow. See, I told you that the bullying wouldn't stop. But did you listen? Alright, a little bit of green here. Alright, so that should be enough there. Let me spritz this one down. Both of our D10s are looking pretty good. My bubbles didn't pop on the surface. Alright, let's get these in here as well. I'm just trying to keep these kind of lined up so I can find the correct lids. No. Don't tempt him. I don't even have. No. I don't know how to deal with people subscribing. So, Alright. Use up some more. You'll just buy dice. That seems fair. That seems fair. I know how to deal with that. Yeah, if anyone was not here earlier, I will be restocking the shop on Friday. I do plan to have new stuff in the shop on Friday. So there's my little self-promotion plug for this stream, I guess. I don't do a lot of that, I don't think, but I don't like doing that anyways. Tomorrow in 15. Oh, for you, yes, okay. And then you can say that it's the next day. Oh, hi Nightmare. I did try to reuse them. I have a whole bunch over here that I haven't cleaned out. But that's part of the reason I was squeezing all the resin out, is because if I get it thin enough, I can usually pull it out with a pair of tweezers. Alright, let's put this over here. Just lurking. Well, I'm glad you could come hang out. Yeah, I'm very cheap when it comes to my stuff. I try to use as much as I can. I mean, part of it is me being cheap, and part of it is just I don't like wasting things if I can help it. It's part of the reason, you know, I reuse my cup, my mixing cups, and my stir sticks and stuff. It's like they're still usable, so try to use them as much as possible. Like, it always makes me feel a little bit bad that like I can't reuse gloves because they just don't last. They get coated in resin and stuck to things. So, hopefully I have enough resin here. I'm going to be cutting it a little bit close, I think, with the amount of resin that I have. I maybe shouldn't have done the Crystal D4 quite yet. Just let them dry and peel it off. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I do. Alright. And that's part of the reason I really like using like the silicone cups, is because it makes it very easy. silicone. Like, I am using silicone molds as well, obviously, but you know, silicone just works great for all that stuff. And mix more blue. I'm gonna make a little bit more blue resin. I'm just so close. Now the thing is, I have to try and get it the same saturation. So I'll do a little bit more than I really wanted. Okay. So this is the same blue. Actually, that's probably it's a little bit darker than it was before. So we're gonna add a little more clear. You see nothing. You see nothing. Yeah. I'm glad that I went with 100 milliliters because that seems to have ended up being about the right amount. Yeah, that matches perfectly. So the way I was testing this is just putting it next to some of the other blue. Just to make sure it was the same saturation. It's the same color blue, but I want to make sure that it wasn't like super dark compared to it or anything. Not that it'd probably be super noticeable, just because of how these are being made. But yeah, I would rather not end up with just the D20 looking funky. Add a little bit of purple here, just so we have some of it on this side. And then let's add our last little bit of, oh, you may have found silicone gloves that are reusable. Oh, okay. See, that'd be nice. Part of the reason that are they like thicker though? Because part of the reason that like I use these gloves is because I have dexterity. Like I had someone recommend at one point doing like the kitchen washing gloves, which would probably be a little bit thicker and a little bit more reusable, but they're a little bit thicker, which makes them a little bit harder to like have the dexterity to do stuff in them. But you know, if you found something that looks like it might work, feel free to send me a link. You can just DM me a link. I'd be curious. There's my straw. Alright. We got it. Alright, so let's set that off to the side. That's not it. Set that off to the side. Does it look kind of alright? Alright. Alright, and this one we're going to do, it's going to end up mostly blue because that's what I have now. That's fine, that's kind of what happens with, these are just kind of like, I usually do like a keychain and a D4 because I usually have a little bit of extra resin. And so I feel like it's kind of nice to, you know, do something with that extra resin that the person who ordered the dice and stuff can enjoy. Let's get that blue in there. Alright, and let's add as much of this leftover green and purple as we can, so we can get a little bit of this in there. Even if it's just a little bit of a green shimmer, that's fine. This is just kind of, I'm using these as a dump mold. Oh yes, almost 1 a.m. Well, I'm glad you could stop by. Thanks for stopping by. And I will be sending you photos tomorrow of how, or the day after, depending on when I get things out of the pressure pot, of how things turned out. Oh yeah, I don't know if I think I mentioned it earlier, but for all the commissions, for like the 7-piece sets, I usually try to do like a bonus D4 and a bonus keychain. Because I usually have a little bit of extra resin, so I'll just, you know, pour it into like a keychain mold or an extra D4 mold. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily match exactly with the vibe and everything, but, you know, it's made out of the same resin. And I think I've mentioned it before on stream, but not tonight. But part of the reason that I do keychains and like extra dice is that I figure if people are ordering things like a commission, usually they're ordering it for like a something that matters to them, like a location or a character, something like that. And so people might actually want like a keychain, you know, some sort of like other memorabilia, not memorabilia, but like something that they can carry around with them that matches whatever it is that was important enough for them to get dice made of it. And then I do an extra die because I figure if people are ordering dice, they probably use dice. So it's something they can use. So that's my reasoning for throwing in an extra die and an extra keychain with custom orders. So there you go. So this one's going to be mostly blue, but it has a little bit of the green and the purple in there. So that one gets thrown in the pressure pot as well. And there's a little bit of blue left over. Alright, moving on to the green D6s. And this stuff I already have mixed up. The color that you see may not be quite the color that it ends up. Just because of the way that one of the colorants that I used works. That's a D8. That's not a D6. That's not a D6. That's a D6. Yeah, one of the colorants, it tends to look blue until it actually cures. It's kind of looking greener now, but if I mix it up a little bit, it'll probably start looking bluer again. And there's our green with the iridescent flakes in it and the glow in the dark. So let's get this added to the molds. That should be enough to do. I'm just going to gloop it in there. I think actually I ended up doing the right amount of iridescent foil. I was saying at the beginning when I was putting all the stuff into the cup that I always add too little of the iridescent foil, so I added like a little bit more than I thought I would need. I think I did the right amount. Hopefully I did the right amount of resin. We'll find out. Alright. So I'm trying to get the resin into all of these. What's in there? Okay. Yeah, I think the iridescent flakes was a good choice. It was a good choice. Good thinking with the iridescent flakes. It makes it feel kind of oceany almost. Part of that's because it's kind of bluish at the moment, and it'll be a little bit more green later on. But I don't know. It reminds me of like seashells or something, with the way that the light's reflecting and things. And then I did add glow in the dark powder as well, so I'm excited to see how well these glow. I'll take a photo of that as well once I pull these out, so we can see the glow in the dark on these. Alright, let's get these filled up. Alright. So, and as with the other ones, I want to try and dome these a little bit, add a little bit of extra resin, just a little bit of extra, so that when I put these into the pressure pot, they're for the same person. They should go well together. Yeah, actually, I think that will work out well. I think those will match really well. I'm going to add a little bit of extra resin. I was saying before, these are going to be going into a pressure pot, which will take all the bubbles and squish them down really, really small. But it means that we need a little bit of extra resin there to fill in that space once it all gets squished down. So we want to add just a little tiny bit extra, kind of dome it a little bit. And I'm going to add a little bit to the lids as well. And that's hopefully to prevent a bunch of air bubbles getting trapped between the lid, especially around the numbers. Prevent air bubbles from getting trapped. And cat hair when I put the lids on. So there's always cat hair. Yeah. You thought about mouth rocks again. Don't you love mouth rocks? I mean, you've got the D10s that are almost done. They're still in the tumbler polishing, but I think they're almost done. almost done. Probably a couple more days, and then I can pull them out and get them inked. Alright, so there's I think all of that. Contain the shinies within the rocks. Oh, I haven't looked at those yet. I know that Omar said he was going to send a picture of some lightning dice in the chat. I'm excited to go look at those. In the Discord, I mean. Yeah. Hey, Jen, would you mind plugging the Discord for a second? Anyone who's here that hasn't seen, I do have a Discord. It's mostly just like chatting about arts and crafts and D&D and stuff. But you know, if you wanna see what I'm making and stuff, come to Discord. That is a good place to stay up to date, especially when it comes to streaming stuff. It's mostly kind of yeah. If you want to stay up to date on like streaming stuff, that's the place to go. That's probably where I'll let you guys know if Saturday's canceled or not on Discord. Just maybe I might post it on Twitter too or something, but you cast mass suggestion, join the Discord. I mean, that you guys are under no obligation to do anything. Don't listen to Omar, even if he does try to bribe you, which is apparently a thing. But no, you're all welcome to come hang out and chat on Discord whenever. It's pretty chill. Yeah, there's a lot of D&D character and world building and stuff talk too, which is where the whole lore. That one we're probably gonna get filled with like clear. Okay, so we'll probably end up doing a different. I could probably get a non-matching D6 for this, but that's fine. I get all the bubbles popped on the surface of that. Alright. This is probably going to end up with like another layer of just like clear or something. Actually, let's just add some clear to this, I think. I'll just fill this up the rest of the way with some clear resin. If I had realized when I started, like, I didn't think about it when I was doing it, but if I had realized that these were both going to be for the same person, I would have done a different shape for the second keychain. But I suppose you could always keep one, or they could go together or something. Oh, although the person's getting married, so there we go. One person can have one keychain, and one person can have the other. Alright, there's that one. Let's get these on our tray, at least over by our tray. I might have to stack some things, so we're just gonna move these over a little bit so they're out of my way. And I'm leaving these with the lids off for now, just so that all the air can rise to the surface. Yeah, and these all have a little bit of extra resin still in them, so they're over there. The D12, I want just a little bit of this white on the bottom. And I didn't think this through. I should have done this as a... Yeah, I did that terribly. I should have done that with a pipette. So I actually want this one pretty clean. Alright, just a second here. I'm going to scrape some of the... I think it'll actually make the color kind of like more noticeable almost. Like you'll have kind of like an ombre effect or a swirl kind of effect in between the clear and the green. Alright, I don't actually want the white on there. I can get the white off. Alright, I just want a little bit of white in the bottom there. I'm just trying to make enough of a platform to put a little mountain in there. I think I want one more drop. Yeah, I just want enough to kind of get a base going. I'm hoping that that's large enough. Yeah, I'm assuming so. So that one, we're not actually gonna put the lid on. Yeah, I think it'll turn out. All right, and then I think last up, we've got our little crystals here. Okay, so crystals. I want to do a small little crystal cluster with the red and the white. This is going to be inserts for a set of dice that's going to have like the liquid core in it. Let me get this out of the way. There's all this cat hair. Alright, you can go over there, cat hair. Alright, so I'm going to try this a couple of different ways. I'm going to do this one with like red kind of in the bottom and then white on top, so it'll be kind of like an ombre almost from like the red to the white. And then this one's just going to be plain old red. And then I'll do one that's plain old white. We'll see which one I end up liking the best. Yeah, I've got to get to bed. Understandable, but still gotta work. I'm glad you could stop by. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for the sub. That's very sweet of you. But have a good night. I think we're almost done here, anyways. I'm just gonna kind of fill in some of these crystals, and then probably get the lids on and then call it a night. There's more cat hair. There's always cat hair. Get out of there, cat hair. Alright. Yeah, it's getting a little thick. We're nearing the end of our work time here. It's not too bad yet, but it's definitely getting a little thick. So I want to do a couple of. I'm going to do a like kind of longer one that's blue. Okay, I'm going to let that kind of fall into the mold a little bit there. I want to let's do one that's white. I'm going to do this one that has a little bit of kind of a shimmery white dusted into the mold already. See, the nice thing is if we have some leftover resin here, I can also put that. Well, some of it will go into either our D4 or our crystal one, but also I'm in the process of making a whole bunch of little crystals for someone. And so I've been using these molds as a dump mold anyway, so any leftover crystals that don't get used, they can get used for that. Cat hair everywhere. Right. Add a little bit more light blue. A little bit more black blue. And then I think let's maybe add some, I'm just thinking here, let's do one of these bigger ones with the light blue. So the idea here is that these are going to hopefully end up looking, I know that these are rock crystals that I made the molds out of, but hopefully they'll end up looking like ice crystals. It's kind of the idea. But I gotta get this into the molds. Alright. Got that one, we've got that one. Do this one. I'll do one more blue, and then we're gonna do some white as well. White's gonna become almost more important because both of the, so there's two different dice that are going to have the crystals in them because they're both ice. One of them is blue and white, one of them is red and white. So it'll be good to get a bunch of white just so that I have options for both of them. But it's getting a little bit thick, which makes it a little bit harder to get into these molds. So it takes a while for it to kind of sink down in there. Alright. Okay. Let's take some of this shimmery white in here. Some more cat hair. Alright. And then I think, starting to think about what I want to do here for these bigger crystals aren't going to fit in the D4 anyways. I'm starting to think about the D4 and the gem shapes here. So I think maybe we'll do kind of like, I don't use these, they're a little bit dusty. Try and do kind of like some layers in both of those, and then we'll probably let those cure, and then we'll do another layer once we start doing the other colors as well. So I feel like that's part of the fun of them being like dump molds, is that it's kind of like they're like kind of a mix of all the other dice, especially when all the dice are going to be different and different colors and stuff like this. I feel like that's part of the fun part of it, is that they're kind of a mix. Alright, I'm going to use that one. Let's finish doing this first. And a little bit, we're going to do this one white, and then I think that's probably good, and I think we can probably, I'm going to add some white, I think, to the tip of this one, not a lot. And then maybe some white to this one. And I'll do a little bit of white in here, because again, I'm using these as a dump mold at the moment for someone who requested a whole bunch of crystals. So we'll actually, oh, that's actually one that I wasn't using before. That's fine, I'll do this one. Alright, and then I'm going to do a random D4 as well, just because they're useful to have around. A bunch of white in there. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me see. The white's going to go in here, actually. The rest of the white's going to go into this D20 that's almost full. It's one that I did a whole bunch of, I used it as a dump mold before, and then, like, never got around to adding another layer. I think the white will work well in here, so we're just going to use up the rest of the white in here. So let's do that. Get that out of the way. And that might need a little bit more resin, and I'll just do it with some clear, I think. I got a little bit of clear. I think that'll kind of work out with what I think what I have in here already is like white and purple, and I think with the kind of design that it's in, if I remember correctly, because I don't really remember what exactly is in this one. It's been a while since I added the resin to this mold. I think just a little bit of clear will work out. Alright, that's pretty much all of the white there. Get that last little bit out of there. Get that out of the way. Alright, let's do, so for the dye for this, let's maybe do, we'll do some of the shimmery white, I think. Oh, well actually we can do some of the shimmery white here. I'm going to use a little bit of the shimmery white here to finish off this D20. Alright, that one's good. I think let's use a little bit of the shimmery white. Should I do it in the D4 or should I do it in here? Let's do it in here, I think, as the keychain. I had a whole bunch of the shimmery white that I had. The other one was kind of just an opaque white. This one has some shine to it. A little bit of shimmer. Lots of other S words, I guess. Glitter. No, that doesn't quite work. I want a little bit to the D4 as well. But let's add. I think we're going to add most of that to the keychain, and then I'm going to add some of this actually to the mold over here that I'm using for like I said, the other project that I'm working on, making crystals. Making crystals. Alright, that's pretty much all the shimmery white. I'm gonna work some red to here. And a little bit of red to our D4. And I think we'll add the rest of the red to the to our keychain here. It's a little bit messier, the kind of dump molds are. Just because, like, the point isn't for them to be kind of the same as everything else, or even, you know, necessarily matched that way. I'm just kind of getting rid of the rest of the resin in a way that hopefully is reminiscent of the dice that were made with that resin. So. Oops. There's the red, and then we've got some blue. Some blue. And then let's do the rest of the blue into the keychain here. Kind of putting it opposite the reds. They hopefully don't mix too much. They'll probably mix a little bit, but that's okie dokie. Red and blue makes purple. It'll be fine. Oops. They'll definitely mix if I just kind of stick my stir stick here into the opposite color. Okay. Alright, I'm using that. I think that's pretty much everything except for, like, I have some clear resin here, which I think I'll just use to fill up this spare D4 mold. Maybe I'll add a color of some sort. Oh wait, there's a little bit of extra red and stuff over here. These can go into here. We'll add our spare red and stuff here. This is our spare D4. And this is our red and blue and stuff from the other. The blues from the other commission, the reds from some experiments earlier. I think it actually worked out really well with this red. So the red, I was trying to figure out a red that was shimmery, and none of my shimmery reds really looked great. And so I had just a translucent red color that did kind of match what we wanted. But, you know, it was... you know, it didn't have the shimmer to it that we were trying to get. And so I tried mixing the red that I liked with a little bit of maybe the closest shimmer that I had, red shimmer that I had. And I think it turned out good, so I'm excited for that. And this is clear with a little bit of gold shimmer. Alright, that's all filled up. Put these, I'm going to set off to the side for now. These ones we're just going to let, those ones cure with, and we'll add more to those later once we have a little bit more to add to them. I'm just putting everything down again while I'm... That's why I held on to a little bit of clear. Some of these might be able to use a little bit more on top. Just a little bit more resin. Yeah, I'm getting very close to the end of my work time here. Things are getting very thick. I was actually doing okay. Alright. So I think we're doing pretty good. Is there anything else that needs just a little bit of resin in it? We'll do. I need like a D12. I need more D12s, so I'm gonna do just a random D12. I was looking through my miscellaneous dice box earlier today because I have a box of just random dice, and I've been using it to make like mismatched sets. And if someone orders like a raw dice set from my shop, the set will be made up of stuff from that box. And it's things that either like not all of the dice from the set turned out, or it's leftover resin from I used like a die mold as a dump mold, that sort of stuff. But I need more D12s. I don't have many D12s. So we're gonna make a random D12. Just with the last little bit of resin. You might not even make it all the way. I think these two over here. No. Actually, I have. Oh no, that's the one then. What's this one? I have a random D4 here. That's just black. Alright. So we'll get these lids on and then we'll probably call it for tonight. Which that'll take a minute. So you got a little bit of time, but I figure I'd give you a heads up. Maybe it's a little bit preemptive, but I'll give you a little bit of heads up. Make sure everything over here that needs clear has clear. Looks like it does. I think everything's good there, so we're gonna use this. Let's throw this last little bit of clear in here as well. Maybe we'll just add a little bit of blue. We're just gonna drop a blue. Why not? Why not? And then throw all of our extra clear in there as well. It's getting very, very thick now, which means we're near the end of our work time. So we gotta get those lids on. Except for this one. That one's not gonna go on. The ones that aren't full, if I put the lid on, it'd create a seal, and then it would try to compact all of this air. I did that once before, and I ended up with like a super spiky ball. It was very interesting, but not really what I'm going for. So set these off to the side. Alright, so I'm going to push everything down again. We're going to make sure that all of our lids don't have like a ton of bubbles. I'm going to get our lids on here. So, let's see here. Make sure my tweezers are clean here. I just want to make sure there's no like big bubbles on the lids. Sometimes there's bubbles. Just kind of pop those and then let resin fill in where I popped the bubbles. All right. I'm gonna spritz the top, try and get any bubbles on here. I'm squeezing this a little bit because it has a big sphere in it, and I want to make sure there's no air trapped around it. Doesn't look like there is. Let me put this lid on. And I don't want to push down on it because I do want that extra resin there, but I do want to make sure that it's sitting in the right spot. All right, looks like it is. Here's the D6. Doesn't look like it has any major bubbles, so that's good. Same sort of idea. Doesn't look like there's any major bubbles. Let's make sure that the lid is on in the right spot. Alright. We're just going to repeat that over and over again until we get all of our lids on. I like this blue and this green and this purple together. I feel like they're a good combo. I did a set of D6s a while back that had like shimmering green and purple and blue, and they had kind of all of the colors of the rainbow, and it this particular like commission reminded me of those. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. Which is part of the reason I went for the translucent blue. But I think the translucent blue is going to look good. And I hope that too is alright. There's a lot of extra resin here. Again, I just want to make sure that this is sitting in the right spot. I'll probably stack something on top of this, which will press it down a little bit. And that's fine. You know, I want it to be sitting in the right spot. I just don't want to squish out all of the extra resin that we're going to need. So that's that. Do our D20 here. There's some bubbles on the surface. Let's see if I can get those to pop. There's a little bit of rubbing alcohol. Yep, looks like it popped. There's a bubble on here. Nothing too major, just a little one. But we'll pop that. You know, the blue with the purple and the blue with the green. Let's see if I can show you. But it kind of really makes them shine. If you look like next to the purple there, it really makes it shine. So, I mean, I'm excited to pull these out of the molds tomorrow and see how they turned out. Alright. Let's pull out the 10. Got a bubble on the surface? No, I think we're good. I am hopeful for those. I think that effect is. I'm glad that you like it. I like it too. I didn't realize that was necessarily going to happen when I did it, but I'm really excited that it's happening. It was kind of a thought that like the blue and the purple would look good together, and the blue and the green would look good together, with the blue being translucent. I didn't realize how much shimmer it would kind of add almost. So I'm excited. All right. We'll see how they look tomorrow. That's kind of the fun part, but also like a not fun part of making dice. Is that like, you know, you don't quite know how things are going to turn out until the next day. This is something I ran into with soap making as well, because you have the same thing with cold processed soap. There's the kind that I made. When you make cold processed soap, you know, you make a big loaf of soap, and then you've got to wait 24 hours until it cures enough for it to be hard enough for you to cut it. So you got to wait 24 hours until you can cut into it and actually see how the design and everything turned out on the inside. Which is, it's kind of fun because there's like a certain amount of like surprise or like a random element to it. Not necessarily like there is a certain amount of randomness to it. You know, nothing's going to be exactly the same. You know, I can do the exact same thing over and over again, and it'll still be different every time. But like, you know, you never quite know how things are going to turn out. I've done this enough at this point that like I have like a good idea of how things should turn out. Like I know the different techniques and stuff and what they'll do. But even within that, there's enough variation of like, how's the pigment gonna move type stuff. It's a mystery. There's a lot of factors and stuff. And just a certain element of randomness. Woo! Oh boy, that's a long name. Bellamore Inexplicable. Well, thanks for following. That really scared me. Oh no! The little notification noise scared me. That's so embarrassing. Oh, it's like, oh, there's noises. I'm over here in my own little world, just like talking to myself about making dice. There's a random noise. It's totally not random, but like, oh dear. Alright, so let's, these are going to go on top of everything because they don't have a lid to them. I'll move this over in front of me because I'll be able to read here. These ones I usually try to kind of like shove in between some of these just to keep them upright so they don't like knock them over. So we'll do it like that. And then let's get these lids on. There's still a couple bubbles here. We'll just have to manually pop those. There's a couple bubbles. Not cat hair. Get off of there. A couple bubbles on the surface. Yeah, we are at the end of our work time. So we're gonna. Ooh, we're at the very end of our work time. Yeah, we're gonna get these lids on and get them into the pressure pot ASAP. Because these are very, very thick now. You try number 7 noises. Just like unexpected noise. Yeah, I'm excited to see how these turn out too. I'm excited to see how the glow turns out. I have some like other glow in the dark powders, but I went with the good stuff, just because I really like the lit, and I thought it'd be a good green. But I'm excited to see how these glow too. They should glow good, hopefully. This one. I didn't make the keys on that one very good, which is unfortunate. So it likes to swivel a little bit, so we're gonna jam that one in there as well. Put this one underneath. That one needs something to hold it down. All right. Try and get these all lined up properly. All right. All righty. Yeah, we're at the end of our work time here. So I think I'll start wrapping things up, because I'll sign off before I go throw these in the pressure pot. So we can get everything going. But oh yes, ready to do 12. Let's add this here. How do I want to add this? Add that there. Alright, so, thank you everybody for stopping by. I do stream every Wednesday and Saturday night, although I may or may not stream this Saturday, depending on how I'm feeling after getting my second vaccine shot. Hopefully everything's good. My first one went fine, but I've heard that, like, from folks that, like, the second one, you know, made people kind of tired and things, so we'll see. But we are all set for tonight. So I will be sending photos out to folks that ordered these. That was a mistake. That was sticky. Tomorrow, or probably maybe the morning after, but hopefully everybody has a good evening, and thank you for stopping by. And hopefully I will see you guys again soon. Bye!